in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now we're going. Right? No, okay, good. Yeah, I can't move the Discord window very good, at all, or it stops feeding to OBS, so you can't minimize it.
Yeah.
Okay, though. Yeah, so I wanted to. We haven't touched on the news in a little while, so I wanted to talk a little bit about. Oh, I'd start this one because I thought it was hilarious. Chat GPT's much heralded Mac app was storing conversations. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, there's a shock.
There is a chat in here, isn't there? So, there it is. Chat beep there, and I'll try to add these as we go, so anybody in the Discord can check it out. Anyway, so ChatGPT's much heralded Mac app was storing conversations as plain text. I mean, as did they ever say it was going to be secure? Was that ever a thing that they said
I don't
on the app?
I don't know who thought it was supposed to be
Yeah.
because like it scrapes the internet, right?
Yeah.
It's trolling for everything.
Yeah, and then all your stuff gets added to the model too, so it's not like
Yeah,
it's
there's no
not.
takebacks.
Yeah, no takesy backsies on that. But
I mean,
yeah.
that's not GDPR compliant, I'm sure.
Oh, of course not. And that's probably why they got in trouble for it, because they actually
I
have to
hope.
do it over there. Over
Yeah.
here, yeah, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we stole your data? No, yeah, we did. We actually did that.
Yeah.
And
No,
here's
we
the
got it
end
right here
user.
today.
Yeah, here's the
Yeah.
end user license agreement that you agreed that said we could do that and that we had no liability whatsoever if we lost all your stuff.
Even if you didn't sign the end user license
Yeah,
agreement,
it's implicit.
we 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 did that for you.
Exactly. By using this app.
Yeah.
Got me. But they fixed it. That's cool, I guess. But anyway, I think this is just going to spur on additional people getting it. I mean, because we have Olama, right? Like anybody can run
Mhm.
Olama locally and have that conversation with. At least with Olama, it's local. The
Right.
model only changes if you change it. So I mean, that's kind of cool. And if you've ever dreamed of sending snarky emails to people that send you spam, looking at you, Linux user space, contact at linuxuserspace.show. Yeah, I see them, and yeah, so you can get Olama to generate you snarky return emails, so that you don't have to do it. You just hey, reply to this guy and say something to the effect of this, and then it just, and then you just copy paste that and hit enter. Did it make sense? I don't know, and I don't actually care. Because I know what they sent me was a form fill thing anyway.
Right, yeah, sure.
We can increase your viewership by 70 gajillion views per minute. All you have to
Yeah.
do is let us do this free thing for you, and it'll be cool, right? It'll be totally cool. So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, as far as I know, I don't know that Olama doesn't store these conversations in plain text, but I don't tell Olama anything that I mean, my hard disk is encrypted, right? That's good.
Well, yeah, hopefully it doesn't leave your possession. That's the thing.
Right, yeah, scary. But what are you gonna do, right? But Gnome, oh man, there's so many Gnome changes coming in 41, and you and me are gonna be close. Oh, hey, Popey. We're gonna be close to. Well, on my desktop. Do you have any of the bluefin going on?
No.
I do have one bluefin. I have to admit,
Okay.
I stepped away from the Aurora. I've got the Aurora on
Right.
the framework,
Uh-huh.
but for the desktop, I went with bluefin because I wanted to check out the Gnome stuff, and with the Gnome 41,
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of cool stuff coming.
Mhm.
This is their weekly news. GNOME core apps and libraries, WebKit GTK getting updated. I thought I would hate it, but I actually kind of like the one app, one thing
Mhm.
that GNOME is really kind of pushing. Fosh gets
I suppose it
update.
lets you focus on the thing. Yeah.
That's kind of the point, right? Like it's
Right.
yeah, right. That's cool. I like that. But let's see. Okay, nothing
Yeah,
particularly
I probably wouldn't
interesting
hate
there.
it. Yeah, I don't think.
Right. And
Even though
then
I really am liking Plasma 6.
I am too, and we're on 6.1 dot. Are we on 2 yet?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So 1.1 released not too long ago, and then 1.2. I swear
Was
1.2
very
is.
shortly after, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is that guy? Pointy stick.
Mhm.
Isn't that what it is? Pointy stick.
Funniest stick?
Here, pointy IE, not Y. IE. He's always got
Yes.
the what's going on, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's neat.
should I just go to kde.org? Yeah. See, by the way, this is how before a show. This is how we do all of our discovery.
Usually
It's
how we
like
roll
it's
before a
like,
show, yeah. Yeah.
what are we talking about? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. No, I mean, so I'm really enjoying it. I think stability wise, it's been pretty great, honestly. Like better than past plasma releases, um,
Well,
potentially.
I use it like I use my Mac now. I mean, other
Yeah.
than the battery life. Seriously, I'll just open it up and start doing
Actually,
stuff and totally forget that I'm using plasma. Like, I think that's
yep,
that's the mark of a good desktop, right? When you forget what you're using and
exactly.
you just use your computer.
And so for me, on my laptop, it's not a Mac, but I mean, it's a PC, and it's been around. It's an 8th gen i5, so it's been around the block a little bit.
You ain't getting Windows.
But
Oh
for
wait, no, you are getting Windows 11. That's the last Windows
I
11able
could,
laptop.
yeah, but I'm not doing that. But I
Okay,
could,
okay.
technically speaking. But for me, I think I'm actually getting better battery life than I have on
Yes.
everything else so far.
Even on the
And
framework, I swear, especially when it's idling or just doing very little or I'm just reading
mhm.
like that little where it guesses how much battery life you have
Yep.
on there and you know that it's always wrong or whatever, but
Yeah,
it
it's
it's
not terribly wrong.
yeah, it's in the right ballpark. And I
Yeah.
think my favorite thing about that is that, like, dude, it's saying like 12 hours now when I'm
Mm,
not doing any, and that actually tracks because I don't
mhm.
because like I have that thing where the framework there's like two batteries and the internal soldered in one. I have to send it into framework for them to fix it, or I can like
Mm,
attempt to fix it myself, or I can just upgrade, which I think I'm gonna end up doing, and then never unplugging it
right.
ever again, so
Mhm.
I don't have to worry about it because eventually that board is just going to be a server. So I've never followed up on it, even though I think they're still doing it for free as long as you cover. I think you cover shipping. I don't remember. But anyway,
Shipping. Yeah.
not the point. Point is that I'll just let it idle with the screen on for
Mhm.
days, for days. Sometimes on
Yeah.
power, sometimes not, and just chill in there. It'll seriously sit there, screen on, for almost 2 days
Wow.
straight.
That's a lot.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, and it's not slept or anything, so it's still doing backgroundy things. It's still poking out at the internet to make sure I have internet, so
Yeah.
the little icon will change, whatever. Like, it is impressive the amount of battery life I have, and I don't know who to blame for this. This is a good blame. I don't know if it's KDE. I don't know if it's Fedora. I don't know if it's the kernel. What is it? But I'm in a, and it sounds like you too. We're just in
Yeah.
a really good battery life spot now.
Yeah. I think it's definitely an improvement, and I guess you maybe yeah, I don't know where to point the blame either. I mean,
Dude.
but I mean, I think I'm definitely enjoying the best times I've had as far as battery life with that
It
machine.
it's
And
so
I'm not getting
insane.
like days worth, but I'm getting multiple hours, which I didn't really before.
Yep,
So,
yep. Of
and
actual full usage, I'm
mhm,
still in
yep.
the 6 to 9 hour range depending on how hard I run it.
Okay.
But
I'm
I
like
mean,
half that, but I mean, I was, it's old, so
yep,
I mean, it's okay. I call it acceptable.
yep.
I
But if
think
I
the other nice thing is down there where the little battery indicator thing is, you can switch your power profile real quickly with that. You just
Wow.
left click on that, and then it'll let you choose between different power profiles, which is pretty great.
Ooh, Popey, what are you
Yeah.
running though? I think that's an important question too. You're a
Oh yeah.
okay. Yep, yep, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got
Yep.
a
That's good.
14-inch MacBook M1 Pro, and it's
Mhm.
the same way. I've got a 16-inch for work, Same chip, I think. But and obviously the 16-inch lasts longer because they have more. They can shove more battery into
Right.
it. But yeah, man, I mean that battery life is absolutely impressive. What I'm looking forward to, have you seen these? The Microsoft Snapdragon blah blah blahs, but not the Microsoft Surface one because I don't want to have to do weird shenanigans to make it work. I want like the Asus one or um, check it. Oh, that's a PC. Ooh, for $900. But yeah, it's the Snapdragon X laptop. Let me see. Yes, that's my favorite thing, Popey. Seriously, is that like if I've got more than half of my battery life on the Mac, I'll just open it up and never think about it at all until the end of the day, where it,
Mm-hmm.
like at 10%, it's like, hey, you might want to think about finding a charger, and then an hour will pass, and then I will find a charger, right? Like
Yep.
it's just insane. It's in that battery life is insane. But the thing is, I don't think it's at the same level yet, but man, they're moving toward it. These, I think it was actually this Tom's Guide article where they did some testing and it was like an hour or two off. Yeah, we're looking at a full 24 hours of light gaming. Let me see, what does it say? Everyday workloads, even some light gamings, dropped from 100 to 47% over a span of 12 hours. Right, like it may not be exactly the same. Ooh, M1 Air on Ubuntu. What kind of battery life do you get on that? Because I don't imagine it's 1-to-1, but I imagine it's not
It's pretty good.
bad.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, even if this is exaggerated, even if we're talking, 10 hours, what is that, like 15% reduction in whatever they say? That's 20 hours of use. That's all day usage. That's
Yeah.
poke at
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
use it, surf the web, play a couple games, do some stuff. That's like phone battery life type. Well, Android phone.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
an
No, that's
Android.
that's and that's nice to see because that's what you want from your mobile devices, right? All day, and then plug it in at night and ready to go the next day.
Yep, that's one thing I've been wishing for since I hopped on to the iPhone 7
Hmm.
years and years ago. That I mean, that thing, as long as you're not just straight playing games the whole time.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
mean, the phone will last a couple days before you have to throw it on a charger. And now we're finally getting to the point where, I
Yeah.
mean, the batteries in laptops are 3-4 times the size. Why weren't they at
Yeah. Why
least
why
on
couldn't it keep
par?
up, right?
Yeah, they should have at least been on par. And
Yeah.
with the Apple laptops, they are now. And now with these Snapdragon based Windows laptops, they are. Well, they're
Yeah.
getting, we'll see.
They're getting close. Yeah. I mean, video conferencing is another one that just chews it right up
Yep.
pretty
Yeah.
nicely too. If you get on video calls all day.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
Yeah.
games on ARM is just not happening. I saw another video about that.
Yeah.
I was at Linus Tech Tips, I think, and they said something like 40% of their library worked. And Windows is doing some pretty impressive things, kind of like how Mac is doing with Rosetta, um,
Hmm.
getting 64-bit x86 games to play on the ARM versions. And there's obviously a performance hit. They don't run as well as you would expect them to run on a Windows machine, but I mean they're playable. About half of them out there are playable. That's probably being a little generous. So about a quarter of them are truly playable. But I imagine Mac was able to move not in gaming. Mac was able to move the software needle to get everything over.
Yeah. Quite a bit.
I
Yep.
think I think Windows is going to be able to move the gaming needle, where
That makes sense.
maybe not the graphics side of a Snapdragon. Maybe you probably still got to have an NVIDIA graphics card. Can you do that? That's an interesting question. Can you pair a Snapdragon in one day, a Snapdragon with like an external GPU or something like that?
I don't see
To
why not.
right. Will that require some like refinagling?
I don't know. I
That's
bet you could throw you could probably test some of that with like eGPU, Thunderbolt type, yeah,
yeah.
type of connection, right? Something
Yeah.
outboard. I bet it would work fine.
Yep. And so, but with these laptops, right? Like you're looking at MacBook Air type prices, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
If you don't care about the gen, you can get a MacBook Air M1 for like 650 right now. I mean, it's the 8 gig, 256 gig SSD one, which is not great, but still, you can get yourself a pretty decent laptop for under $800. and it looks like these boxes are about the same. Yo, Adam, welcome, welcome. Are you buying a Snapdragon Pro X Microsoft whatever thing so that you can co-pilot your AI into telling you how to write good Python code? That's no.
Nope.
What do you mean? Why not?
Nope.
I, you gotta write good Python code. You gotta rewrite Olama in Python so that it can tell me which of these laptops to buy. Come on. Oh, no Thunderbolt on Snapdragon. Okay. All right. So eGPUs are out, at least for now. But does that mean that if I were able to get a Snapdragon machine with a PCIe slot, even if it were, as long as it was full sized, would that,
I don't know. Do you really need Thunderbolt? I mean, could you do it over USB-C straight up video anyway?
I don't know.
I don't either. I
I
don't know if
don't
there's enough bandwidth for that,
I
or
don't
I
think
don't know
so.
enough
Have you
about it. Yeah.
seen the thickness of these USB 3 C.2 whatever cables nowadays? Are like they're as thick as HDMI cables, dude. It's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So so maybe internal GPU will come first, or I don't know, man. Is anybody crazy enough? Is anybody at my level of crazy that I would buy a Snapdragon X like desktop thing with a PCI slot just so I can throw a video card into it and see? That would be fun. I think that would be
No,
if it
just
worked.
just geeks like us.
Yeah.
We're the only people.
Yeah. Would the drivers even work? Like that would have to be something that Microsoft had to work on because
Well, yeah,
like
because there's another thing. It's ARM
right.
based. You gotta port that.
Exactly. That I think is probably going to be the
Instruction
biggest thing.
sets, all that jazz. Yeah,
Yeah, something
that could be a
like
problem.
or Thunderbolt itself will be on Snapdragon probably before you can actually run one of these eGPUs or internal GPUs on a Snapdragon machine. So
Yeah.
I saw that
Yep.
the Snapdragons do not have the typographical uh, oomph, let's say, as the M series Apple chips do. I mean, they're not meant to. That's not what they were
Nope.
meant to do. So I'm sure there will be like a Snapdragon XG or something
Well,
one day.
I mean, the M1s, the M2s came out quickly after the M1s,
Uh-huh.
to rectify some of those things. So it's understandable that you got to get that first gen out there and just kind of get the bugs worked out and whatnot. So
Oh yeah. Yep.
yeah, I'm
Yep.
sure there'll be another one that follows quickly afterwards.
Yeah. So I'm itching to buy one, man. Like I shouldn't. I don't
Mhm.
need one. Adam
Well,
said there's no room in his life for one of those, and there's not one in my. There's not room in
needs,
my life
wants,
either.
whatever.
Exactly. You've seen that meme where it's like sleep and work, and then it's like there's no room in my life for Guild Wars 2 right now, unless. And then he's like taking out the sleep block, and then yeah, that's me right now with computers. I've got too many. I've got a Steam Deck over here. I've got too many Apple devices. I've got
They're
I've got a
all
framework.
around.
I want another framework. This Snapdragon framework has a RISC thing. Have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
Framework
I
RISC.
did see that.
Look at this. Yeah, Deep Computing RISC 5. So it's not out yet, but they have themselves a RISC RISC 5. That's RISC 5. Framework laptop 13 mainboard powered by Star 5 JH7110 processors, developer blah blah blah, marketing speak. But it's not this is not on the same like footing as the Snapdragon, right? Like that's a not just a different chip that you'd have to deal with, but it's a different
Right.
architecture too, right?
Completely. Yeah.
Okay, right. So this is they're attacking this from a different angle. And I know there've been plenty of people out there saying, oh, yay, RISC.
Yeah.
When is that going to
Well,
happen?
the Star 5 stuff's been around for a little bit. They've been working on things. I know
Right.
Ubuntu's really been working on it. So maybe it'll be okay. But I mean, I think there's a lot of hurdles there that they haven't been able to find
Framework.
pathways to overcome. So I'm not sure.
Yep. Deep Web, maybe you and I can touch frameworks one day. I've got me one too, and it's fantastic. We were just talking about battery life on it, man. And, just super, super simple. I have first gen, so 11th gen Intel. Super, super chill. Like, it'll go all day. Like, well over a good 8 to 10 hours, man, if you're just barely poking at it. But Either way, man, it's just getting better and better. And this risk thing we just talked about, Snapdragon, man, it's getting cool. Right. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
a big hurdle, right? I mean, just having to deal with an entirely new architecture and everything. So, I mean, pretty soon they're gonna say, man, if there were only one ARM architecture and all the developers worked on that, and we would be in such a better place. And then just swap ARM with Linux, and you have the same exact conversation, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you'll ever have this, the one architecture. It doesn't lend itself well to that.
No. Oh, you have the AMD one? Ah, you lucky. Yeah, yeah. I bought early because I wanted to support them. And I think one day I'll upgrade to the AMD one, but it's hard to justify it now. And then I have like, oh, I want a Snapdragon. Oh, I want to try the RISC board. Oh, I
You
really,
just want to
really,
try
really
them
want a
all.
Zigga Zigga.
Yeah.
Ah, right? All the time, man.
Yep. Yep.
Fully open. Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's a big complaint too, right? Where it's like, stuff that works for the Pi doesn't automatically work for the orange Pi or the
Oh yeah.
banana Pi or the other Pi. And so that's why I continue buying Pi stuff. Which that's another thing that happened while we've been maxing and relaxing is they did an IPO over in the U of K.
Yeah.
So that means they're now beholden to their shareholders, which is that a good thing?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not.
uh,
Not sure.
Surely it's a good thing, right? Every time any company has ever been gotten
Is it?
to public trading, it's always ended well. It's
Yeah.
always put the product first. It's always put the customer first, and we've
Yeah.
won. And this is capitalism. This is where capitalism shines. You know what I mean? Like the end user always wins. That's why capitalism is so great. That's why it's the
Well, you're not
absolute.
voting with. Well, let's be clear. You're not voting with your money. You're voting. The shareholders are voting with their money. I mean, that's essentially how that works. Hmm.
That's right. That's right. So I think the Raspberry Pi Foundation still owns technically the most of the shares, right? So that means that ultimately they still have a controlling what is the word? Because I'm not a finance guy. I don't deal in crypto.
Hmm.
So they have a controlling share. I think that's what it's called, something like that, right? So
Right.
I mean, they
Right.
can
Right.
make their own decisions, but the other 49% of everybody else is going to be like, hey, make more money. So I don't know. I hope it just doesn't get worse, right? Like that's really my hope, is that things don't get worse. Ooh, Jim Keller, the CPU genius, is working on RISC-V. Expect great things. Now, can Jim Keller wrangle a bunch of hardware developers to make all the stuff work and then convince a bunch of Linux developers to also port all their stuff? If he can do that, I will buy his book. He will write a biography, or autobiography. What is that called?
Autobiography.
That's the one, the autobiography. See, I was using my the English roots I learned in English in like 11th grade, right? And I was like, auto means self and bio means life, and yeah. I was almost there. I appreciate you
You
getting
were
me
getting
across the
there. You
finish
were
line there.
working it out.
Yeah, I was going to get there.
It's been a couple
They
of days
Hobbled
since
across the finish
11th grade.
line.
Yeah. Hey, man,
Yeah.
that's, you know what? But you said it. We got to cross the finish line. That's the important part, right? A score is a score.
Team effort.
Yeah. And that's actually kind of a shame, Deep Web. They don't have replacement keycaps. I kind of wish they do, but I guess they would have to have like 85 different keycaps. And I mean, the logistics of that would be insane, I guess. But a
Suppose.
new
Once they were
keyboard.
standard.
Well, actually, they do sell. Well, they have keyboards that they sell that have no branding on them, and I would be okay with that. But they have their whole entire keyboard is not unreasonable, unless you want. Look at this, like the Danish. Oh no, but that comes with the cover kit, so that's not just the keyboard. So like, yeah, British English, $60. Now, again, I get it. It's not $299 for just a keycap. I get that, but
Hmm.
I mean $50 for a whole new keyboard. so you don't have to deal with the jank anymore. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's not great. I would rather pay $10, but also the fact that I can get a new keyboard for
Yeah, whole
under
new
a
keyboard,
hundred.
right?
Yeah. What would Lenovo do?
Oh my word.
And I need
Yeah,
a new
no.
keyboard. Well, do you
Triple
have
that
the
probably?
yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have the Lenovo Gold Premium Amazing support? That's gonna be $200.
Right. And that's if you could even service it. I don't know about on some of the new ones. Some of the older ones, sure. You can go on
Yeah.
eBay or Amazon and buy them, and they're probably not too bad. But
Oh, look at this. It's actually cheaper. It's $40. That's Swedish, Finnish, traditional Chinese,
My
U.S.
keyboard
English.
messes up. I just replaced the Mac.
Ooh,
there.
oh, you don't take it to a Genius? Come on, you can take it to a Genius.
Okay.
No, just throw it away and get another one.
Okay, so
So that's cheap. That's cheaper than I thought.
with
Yeah.
additional warranty, Lenovo next day support, $40. And I imagine we're pretty close. This is $40 for a new keyboard that you install yourself, but you bought a framework, so it's kind of your own fault for buying a framework. You got to put it in yourself, sucker.
Yeah, they make it easy though. I mean, I'm sure that Lenovo one isn't too bad, but it's probably a little more involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Nate's right. I mean, if you get the business class machines, if you get ThinkPads, if you get the warranty, if you have the support for it, man, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You pay a little extra for it, but man, I did the Dell stuff. I've dealt with Dell and their next day support, and they installed it for me, and I just sat there and watched them, and I felt bad, and I actually took a break, and I was like, I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'll be back in a little bit, and yeah, and he was already done. He was waiting for me. So I was like, oh, these Cheez-Its are great. You want some? He did not want any, but I feel like that was kind of weird. It's a weird question. I get it, but I just it's a Texas thing, you know?
I guess you want to get the Cheez-It dust in your keyboard that you just replaced, so that makes sense.
Oh, smart. It was he was trying not to come back out. That's a big brain move. Yeah, I appreciate him even more now.
Yeah,
See, Dan, you're taking me over every finish line that I put in front of you. You just like, you know what? Touchdown.
Yeah.
Football goal.
You know.
Yeah, man. You got to take your victory lap. You got to take your shirt off. You got to skid on your knees. Goal. Every time.
We get into the food talk every time, it seems like.
Uh-oh.
Let's go back to taking his shirt off.
Hold on. Who's talking about food? Who? What? What did I miss?
We talked about Cheez-Its.
Oh, Cheez-Its. Oh, I know. Okay, now here's a real question. I wonder what the difference is between European Cheez-Its / UK Cheez-Its versus American Cheez-Its are. I have actually...
That's a good question. I hope they're the same.
Popey, I'm blaming you for this. I feel like Cheez-Its have fallen off. Years ago, I feel like Cheez-Its were way better. I got a family box of Cheez-Its so I could feel terrible one day. And they were not as good. Like... They didn't have the salty. They really didn't taste like cheese. I got another box later on, not of my own volition at that point because I was swearing off Cheez-Its, honestly. And they were a little better, but just they weren't the same. They weren't. They weren't
he's
the
closing
same.
you down.
Yeah. Listen, I loved me some Cheez-Its, but so I compared them to. So we have a Texas only. It's expanding out now. Called HEB grocery store, and they have their store brand, and their store brand was way better than Cheez-Its. I feel like that would have been something that you would never ever say 5, maybe 10 years ago. But I feel like, man, and I've got a friend lives next door. Dude loves Cheez-Its. He was like, buy me the family box of Cheez-Its. I was like, all right, whatever. So I got him a family box of Cheez-Its, and I ate some. You know, that's the finder's fee. Is I need to eat some, and they just weren't. They weren't the same. They weren't the same. I have a feeling Cheez-Its IPO'd just like Raspberry Pi, and the quality went down.
That'll do it.
I feel like that's what happened. I don't know if that's what happened, but I feel like that's what happened.
Not really, because I think they're owned by Nabisco or something.
Yeah.
Cheez-Its IPO'd. This is what I show up for.
I know, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think Nabisco was always publicly traded, but still. That's what they say to do in comedy, right? Is you make a joke earlier on, you gotta bring it back. That's what brings That's what brings the laughter. That's how you comedy. I read that one time in a blog. I have to. It's the self-deprecating urge that I have that nothing I do is ever good enough, ever, and so it just go downhill from here. So yeah, man, that was the thing. We just it's KDE. It's so good. It's just too good.
It's been good.
I know. I do it professionally. I do that thing professionally, right? But that's when I haven't had the old wheat juice, where my bad habits really come out. Dude, so I'm looking forward to. I wanted to wrap up the news so we could play some video games, but so it looks like Linux Mint, which is what our next topic is. So it's actually part of the. I'm for real. This is for real.
This is actually show related. Yeah.
Linux user space for real. We're doing Cinnamon, but this is a sneaky way for me to actually just talk about Linux Mint and do the rehistory over again, which is what I've been asking for 2 years.
Hey, there's an official Ubuntu flavor that also features cinnamon, by the way.
That is true, and that is what I will say on the show, and that's the reason we're doing it. Because is cinnamon
science.
Cinnamon's not default anywhere else, is it? It's pretty much just Ubuntu Cinnamon.
Default? No. I mean, it's available in a bunch of places.
Right. Yeah. So, but so it looks like
some people gravitate to those other places. So I mean, we should mention it.
That's right. Arch and I'm surely you can compile it in Gentoo, right? Yeah, you can emerge.
Oh yeah, you can compile anything in
Cinnamon,
Gentoo.
right?
But I mean, Fedora has it, and some people really like it there. So I don't know, maybe.
Yep. But they're coming out. Well, okay. No guarantees, but it looks like before July is out, Linux Mint 22 will be out, and then it's time. We got to talk about coming back at that point. So I think without Dan's consent whatsoever, that's how we're gonna do it.
Okay.
we gotta wait for the thing. We gotta wait for the thing first, and then
we've got an episode in front of that, but yeah, we still should.
Right, but we gotta have our full
close.
Yeah, we gotta have our full month. We can't just not use cinnamon for an entire month. It's important.
Hey, I've been testing it, here and there. Yeah, it's been happening.
Quest cheese. Okay, I know I'm going back in time here, but Quest cheese that like crackers made of whey protein. Less guilt.
Wow,
Wait,
you're taking all the fun out of that.
Hold on. How is it slightly less guilt when proteins are still calorie? Instead of carbs. That's the thing. We're trading protein for carbs.
It lasts better, so
yeah.
Water pizza.
Hold on, wait. What Mac? What do you? Hold on. Are we talking about mac and cheese?
Less guilt because cheese.
No. He was talking about his M2. So Nate said he got the pleasure of testing out an M2 Mac.
Oh.
And he said the keyboard is not good, and the ports layout are terrible. The battery life,
blasphemy,
is just amazing.
The keyboard on my M1 Pro, M1 Pro MacBook Pro. That's okay. That's stupid naming at this point. Is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I think the framework is like maybe a half step down in like feel.
As far as keyboard?
Yeah, man. I think the framework keyboard is slightly worse than the Mac Pro keyboard.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing.
I'm not sure I buy that, but okay.
Here's the thing about that, though, is that I read that in the M5s, the next generation of Macs, they're looking at thinness again. They're pulling a Johnny Ives. They're bringing him out. He's gone. He's gone. He's not the design guy anymore. But yet they're pulling out his old playbook and they're saying, all right, you know what? You get one port and you get half a keyboard. And by half, I mean we're cutting out the height of it. And then you end up with stupid butterfly trash keyboards. And I'm so glad I have one of the earlier Macs. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like they're going to be terrible this next go around.
That could be. I feel like they go every other one for good.
Well, this is 4. Like 3. They don't have an M4 MacBook anything yet. So that's 3 generations of Mac that had the good keyboard. And it's so good. The keyboard's good.
So my joke back to Nate was, you got one with ports? And he said the keyboard is not good. And I said, well, I mean, it's not Because I mean,
Well, my
tell me I'm wrong. There's definitely a lack of
no,
them. Yeah.
yes, okay. The pros, um, as long as you didn't get that weird like the rounded pro, you got the square looking pro.
Hmm.
Those had more ports. Not a lot of them, but you had more. You had the power for the MagSafe. You had 3 USB-Cs and an HDMI port. So I
Okay,
know
that's a
And an
lot.
SD card
Yeah, no,
slot.
that's all
and
right.
that's right, and an SD card slot. That actually has come in handy way more times than I mean, it's just come in so handy. Um,
Yeah. And so
because I
Pokey
have
Also,
says his has got a Courage port, the
yeah,
headphone jack, and that's
yeah, it does have
that's
headphone jack.
right.
Yep.
That's actually right. It does have a 3.5 mil jack, and I
yeah,
use that. So full disclosure,
yeah,
I play drums in my spare time. And that comes in so handy because I'll hook my Mac up to the drum. It's a digital drum. Well, it's whatever you call that.
right. Yeah,
It's not
drum kit type thing.
it's not
Yeah,
an analog drum set. I do have one of those
right,
too,
right.
but that's in storage. Anyway, so I hook that
Well,
up and I
yes.
put my headphones on, man, and the 3.5 mil jack has come in so handy on that. My camera, the little SD card slot. I know. This is we're talking okay, we're not talking that much spare time. We're talking maybe 1 to 2 hours a week if
Wow,
I'm
that's a lot.
lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
That's if I'm lucky and I ignore half of the work I've got to do that week. Honestly, it's so I can trick my Apple Watch into telling me that I've done good exercise that day.
Oh, I
That's
see. Yeah,
that's
just
the
wave your
real
hands in the air, and
that's
then
right.
the
And it's
next thing
like
you know, you've got a bunch of steps.
exactly right. Yeah, that's for sure. And it's like, dude, why is your heartbeat 280 beats per minute? You're dead. Stop doing that. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Yep. That's what
Wow, that's a
happens,
neat
man.
trick.
It really is. But I mean, technically, I mean, my heart rate does get up there as long as I'm not playing, slow, sad country music or something. But yeah, but at least I get that badge at the end of the month, and it makes me feel good, and dopamine to the
Okay.
brain, and I don't have to use Mastodon to get that dopamine hit. You know what I mean? That's the secret. It's the secret. Let Apple tell you you're doing good, kid.
Okay.
That's the secret. So anyway, Cinnamon's coming out. We got protein Cheez-Its. I'm actually pretty excited about that. Oh, really? So okay, so you think and I know the way this is going to come out. This is not coming out the way I want it to, but you think the framework display is better than the MacBook Pro display? That's
I don't know. That's a tough one there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch.
well,
I
okay. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Nate's upset about the notch.
okay. All right. So Mac Choices is really what kills it for you. And
Yeah.
that notch is
The,
kind of
the
stupid.
display is
really don't
great.
like
I
it.
mean, yeah, he's probably not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of mini devices,
I don't even notice the notch, to be honest.
yeah, I
Yeah.
usually forget it.
It's always in the menu bar, so I don't really think you even notice it.
I got this guy that I play with a little bit, MIDI device, USB MIDI. It's pretty fun because speaking of Mac, right? You get GarageBand for free, and it's got all kinds of cool audio
Yes, you
things,
do.
and you can like program these pads to like do all that. Oh, dude, go to eBay. They're like $60. You can find them. People that buy them and then never use them ever again. They're like, oh, I want to play
Right.
music.
That would
and
be
then,
me.
yeah, that's this. And dude, I know, but it's so cool. It's so worth it. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean the ones with the black white keys and the white black keys? Yeah, man, that one's really cool. But yeah, so the cool thing about having the Mac is that like it's super plug and play. Like literally run GarageBand, plug the thing in the USB, and it's just like, hey, guess what? Now you can play everything and program everything and anything and do whatever you want to. So I mean, it's made with that in mind. So it's nice. It's nice. There's some nice things. So I like having all the things, and because it makes things nice and easy. Protein Cheez-Its. I don't know. Maybe. I gotta walk an
Take
extra
milk out of it.
mile a day, I think, to really make use of it. Look at me.
I want the fully loaded fat ones because that's where all the flavor is.
Well, yeah, that's true. I need full salt because I sweat a lot. I need full fat
It
and
also
full
makes it tasty.
protein. So like we can do something about this. This is what I'm working with. You see it, Nate. You see it. We got to fix this, whatever this is. I need protein for that, man.
Yes.
You could, Nate. You absolutely could. But last thing. Okay, maybe not last thing. But the last thing that got me super excited today, and sad, because I love Cantarell, right? I thought Cantarell was a Fedora thing. It's a GNOME thing.
Yeah, which makes sense why it shows up in Fedora, right? Because they're
Right.
very close to, what upstream delivers.
Right. So Cantarell has been the font, the
Yeah, quite a
GNOME
long
font
time.
for the last 14 years. And now they're looking at moving to Inter. That's
Okay, what's that?
it's a nice font, is what it is. It reminds me of Helvetica. I don't, okay, if there's any typography nerd in the chat, I am sorry. Because the emails are coming, right? This is not Helvetica at all. How dare you? But it really does kind of remind me of Helvetica. And I like it. It's a very nice font.
Well, it doesn't seem terrible.
You know what, though? It reminds me of the Mac font, is what it reminds me of. But that
I don't know
tracks.
if that's a bad thing.
No.
I don't know if that's a bad thing.
That tracks, though. There it is. How dare you? I know. Well, and you're probably right, but I think everything looks like Helvetica to me now because memes are always written in Helvetica. So now, yeah, everything is just Helvetica, I guess. I don't know. But I love it, man. I loved Cantarell, though, and I think the reason they said that they were getting away from it was because it was unmaintained, and it's not. That's right.
That's it. You found it.
That's the one. The only one worse than me is the bass player. That's it. It just goes.
Right.
It just yeah. But yeah, man. Like it looks so good. I think it really kind of mirrors a lot of what the Mackie type fonts are looking like these days. But I loved Cantarell, man. I actually changed my Ubuntu install the last time I had one to Cantarell because I just liked it.
That's blasphemy.
It was. I know. The Ubuntu font is good too. And you know what's funny about that is I see it everywhere.
It's actually one of my go-tos.
I went to my local library, and no joke, some self-published book sitting on the corner of the checkout desk where I was checking out my comic and getting a book for my daughter to read. I saw it, and it was about a dog. It was about some weenie dog or something, and the whole thing, the title was in Super Bowl Ubuntu font, and then the back of it was in. I mean, the whole thing was in Ubuntu, obviously, and it was just funny to see it outside of on a computer. Yeah, that's it. It's a good font. It's a really good font. It is good.
I like it. I do go to it.
It was probably the first font that I fell in love with. That wasn't some super blocky command line font or something like that. I think I really enjoyed the DOS font back in the day. It was just really good, man. Yep. Oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh, okay. I kind of like the drama on YouTube, man. I like Gamers Nexus, dude. They just took down Asus recently with their crappy handheld where they weren't fixing stuff and they were slipping in $100 charges to get people to just pay them even though you didn't have to. And if you pushed back, they were like, "Oh, well, you don't technically have to pay for it, but you have to actually push back." And then, as a know nothing consumer I just wanted a Windows PC to play my Fortnites. You're not gonna know to do that, and you're just gonna take them because they're the computer guys. They're gonna fix it. And anyway, I love that kind of drama, like well laid out, plenty of traps laid for Asus to fall into, and yet Asus knows who Gamers Nexus is because they're one of the two biggest channels on tech YouTube.
Pretty large,
and Asus knowing full well, if their publicity person doesn't know that Gamers Nexus is just waiting for them to slip up, they telegraph every single one of these because in the videos leading up to it, they're like, we're gonna ask them this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna, and then they email them prior to it, and they're like, we're gonna ask you this, we're gonna do this, and yet somehow, Gigabyte, MSI, Asus, everybody falls in every single one of the traps. It just, and they're like, Asus is like, what have we done? And it's like, dude, how could you not have seen this coming? Yeah.
Well, is there any such thing as bad press? I mean, I guess that's the question, right?
I hate
Maybe
Asus.
maybe they're playing it up. I'm not sure.
Well, I hated Asus before this, and now I don't know if you couldn't go any lower yet. Asus dug, man. Oh my god.
I have a few things, and it's not necessarily my favorite. They're not necessarily my favorite either, even though I own some stuff. You know.
I
actually had a motherboard in my daughter's computer, and then it was Asus, and it never, like, the memory never worked right. Like, the speed didn't work right. It just kept rebooting, and I mean, it was terrible. So I switched it out for an MSI one, and never a problem. Same memory modules and everything. You know what I mean?
Now I
So
know.
I know it would.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
MicroStar International, I know. They've had their missteps, but as far as hardware goes,
it worked. What can I say?
It has just been the best brand for me, and that's who I buy, man. I'll go to them every single time, unless there's just something terribly, terribly wrong with the motherboard I've got my eye on, man. It's just going to be an MSI one until Gamers Nexus takes them down again, and then I'll be like, oh. But then who's left? It's Asus, who owns ASRock, ASRock, and then there's Gigabyte, and then there's MSI.
It's not great.
Like what's left? MSI, you're my only
other
hope.
off-branded thing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm popping out of R2D2 chest right now, being like, MSI, save us. You're our only hope. Please don't. And I get it. They're not perfect, but. Isn't that what we say about everything that we buy, about everything, anytime, forever?
Right. Yep.
Is like, oh, capitalism. They're not perfect, but every time, man. Apple, carbon offsets, neutral, something or another. And they're not perfect. Please save us, somebody. I just need it. I need it to be better. Yeah, Elon's definitely not saving us. It's got me. It's got me like. So Rivian, what kind of cars you got?
Elon is our savior. I'm ending it now.
Stop it. No, it's just, it can't get worse. It can't get worse, and yet there is a tomorrow.
Right?
I don't know how. You just keep digging that hole, and you just keep digging it deeper. Man, so that's like, it's a gold rush thing, right? Like, if I could sell shovels. Well, Twitter was selling shovels, and Elon was like, I'll pay $44 billion for it. Twitter people, I'm glad you got out. That's the only good thing that came out of that. So, speaking of companies that we absolutely love, Microsoft's Notepad. It was just the next on the list. They get spell check. Why did it need spell check? It didn't need spell check. Notepad was a thing that you opened up configuration files in, and that was it. You hated it every moment of it. You added your.
So here they had WordPad. They've nuked that now, and now it seems like they're trying to get some of those things into Notepad and make that suck.
WordPad needed to die a decade ago.
It did. But I mean, I don't feel like this is helping.
No. Yeah, there you go, right, Nate? Like, in a capitalist society, that's all we can do is we can boycott and we can buy the things that we think should succeed. Yeah.
Pretty awful, huh?
Yeah, that's summarized exactly how I was feeling from 1,000 words that I wanted to say into yep, it's awful. That's it. That is it.
Live in a forest. There are days where that doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah. Nate, I think you might have blocked the right people, because still plenty of garbage. And that garbage tends to be, bubbles up to the top. Because somebody paid $8.99 for it, or whatever the monthly cost is. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, social media was a mistake. I think that's really the takeaway. I
think letting normies on the internet was a mistake.
You know what? You're right. Should have just been the 10,000 people that actually worked on bringing
Yeah,
the
ARPANET
yeah.
shouldn't have expanded.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Go back to IRC because that required at least a little bit of effort to figure out and get on. And then all you have to deal with are the people that flame you for not being smarter. That's it. Was that better? I don't know if it was better though.
I think it was. Maybe no. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I feel like my glasses are a little pink, little rose tinted
Mhm.
when I look back on those days, man. But that's cool, right? I mean, Notepad. I don't know
think
why
it's
I shouldn't unstar these.
I think it's a well understood fact that 2007 was the peak of the internet.
Was it? What happened in
Oh.
2007?
Oh, just after that, it just got worse. Right?
I gotta hold your
I
feet
thought
to the
that was-
fire, though.
I thought it was 1997.
There you go. Right?
And possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like hitting
No.
up Real Player to watch Troops.
That's what I'm
Yep.
saying about the Real Player, dude. Like, Real Player was, like, well dead in 2007. It still existed. They hadn't fully killed it off yet, right? But, yeah, getting your real media
Real Player
was
awful.
yeah,
So bad.
it was terrible. But in around 1999, actually, I was installing Real Player on all of the Windows 98 machines that we had in our high school lab, and I was making sure that we could watch this very one specific video while also using the school's T1 to download other videos that may or may not have been educationally advantageous. You know what I mean? It's fine. It's fine. We didn't have robust logging back in the day, so I think it was okay, right? Kids these days will never understand the amount of shenanigans us
They don't
early.
need to. They have their own machine.
Well, yeah, but it's a Chromebook, and they rip the keys off of it, and then IT has to deal with it.
But they have phones.
Oh, that's true. Oh, raw dogging the internet these days is actually scary, man. That's scary. I don't.
Yeah.
That's a very.
Who's doing that?
It's a trying time. It's trying times for parents these days. That's rough, man. The dead internet theory. It's not a theory, Nate. I don't think, is it? Like, because there's just. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Does the dead internet theory talk about like pages that are not getting updated anymore, and then it's just like stuff that's just
there's
floating
plenty
out
of
there
that.
anymore?
I mean,
or is it like the
Can you hear me?
internet that's being written by bots?
we can.
All right, so no, it's actually multiple things. So
Okay.
the internet is now basically not entirely. I think that our area of the internet where our interests lie is still alive. Maybe not thriving like it once was. I kind of feel like it's a little bit stagnant right now.
Right.
But there are areas of the internet which are the kind of the Geocities and the was the Angel Fire. You know, that what came out of that, and all the different websites and people creating things.
Mm-hmm.
And those kind of sites are dead and dying. A lot of things that if you reference now, like a lot of old links I noticed that I've kept over the years, they don't work anymore. And you have to go to the Internet Archive to find them because a lot of websites are dying off and are no more because
Which is
things
why-
like social media.
I'm sorry to interrupt, which is why you should send 99 cents to the Internet Archive now.
Yeah.
99 pence, since we're global
Probably
right
more than
now.
that.
Yeah, at least.
So I mean, basically, the Internet Archive is, well, it's under attack. I'm sure you're aware of that by
Yes. Yep.
different corporate interests. So like I'm I guess maybe I shouldn't say this, but like I'm really like anti big corporation. Like
Ooh, I
like
like the
I hate
shekels.
large corporate. I shouldn't say
How
hate.
commie
Hate's
of
not a
you.
good word.
Yes.
No, it's not. So I'm big into so the small businesses, mom and pop shops. I always try and shop local,
Yep,
people I
yep.
know, and because I think that's really what
It's impactful for them.
that's the true capitalism there. You know, that's what I want, not this crony.
At the neoliberalism we have. Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. I'm not going to put a label on it because I don't even know what the labels mean anymore. So I'm not even going to play in that game. But this intertwining of big business with big government to me is just the most scary thing going on right now. Where it's like a very dystopian in my mind when they want to control people. So I'm very much like leave me alone, don't bother me, stay out of my that's kind of how I want to be. Just leave me alone. Let me be. Let people be. Let people be. Let them do whatever they want. So anyway, so dead internet theory is basically where it's okay, I guess it's considered a conspiracy theory, but I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. That would mean that people are conspiring to destroy the internet.
Yeah. Whoa.
But it's
whoa. What?
The assets are basically are disappearing, and then a lot of the interactions out there on social media are largely bots. So I mean, like, well,
Oh,
the good
right.
thing about
Okay.
Twitter now is there's
yeah.
less bots on it, because
Yeah.
So I was kind of
Twitter
half
was
in, half out on that. Yeah. Okay.
like 2/3 bots before, something like that. Some huge number of bots.
It's totally not
It's a high number.
No,
Yeah.
it's not a theory at all. Like, go out and look for a recipe, and the entire reason why there's a massive blog post before you get to the, oh, it's just 2 fingers of ginger, is that
you gotta jump down 3 paragraphs.
Exactly, and it's all written by ChatGPT. It's all perfected for the Google search engine optimization. It's all that's 100,000% for real. That's not a conspiracy theory at all, and you can prove it. So
there's a lack of like creativity, a lack of divergent
because
thinking. There's,
ChatGPT
like, a
can't
lack of-
create new things. That's why there's a lack.
It
AI
can only
can't do it.
recreate old things that it's already found.
Yeah.
But I think here's I know there's actually the one who pushed me over on I shouldn't be so hard on AI is actually that is Mr. Lucid Links there. He,
Yeah.
It's good for some stuff.
It's actually become
It has a
it's
place.
good for as a tool.
Yeah.
And I have you tried that GPT for all? I'm totally sidetracking this entire thing, and I
No.
apologize. Should I get off?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Yeah, get off,
I don't
Nate.
think you can sidetrack us.
We were
there's
3 times sidetracked by the time you got here, so you're good.
Okay, all right. So I'm just piling onto the piles. So there's this flat pack called GPT for all.
Okay,
Have
hold
you
on.
seen that?
Hold on, let me get my Steam Deck off of the
So
screen.
you can run an AI locally. So I run an AI. It's actually the Llama 3
GPT.
Instruct.
Oh, so
and
we were
I've had
talking about
tons of fun
Olama
with it.
earlier. So okay, this is Olama underneath.
Well, there's actually different ones you can use. You can use there's a variety.
Okay.
So the neat thing is, you can have I got stuck on some problems configuring something, and so I decided, well, what the heck, I'll just ask it. And but I interact with it like I would. All right, so I can't help but to be polite
colleague.
to.
I mean, and the
Even
idea is to talk at it.
No, Nate, hold on.
Right.
Before you go too far, absolutely be polite to it, because when the AI uprising happens and they're looking for people to kill, you and I saying please and thank you to the ChatGPT bot are going to be spared until the very end. So, there's a benefit. There's a benefit to that. Let's keep
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I get to watch everybody die before I go. That's good.
What if the
That's
AI
great.
has like a humiliation fetish?
Oh, no. Oh,
no.
no. That's terrible, stupid. Rewrite it.
But anyway, so the way I'm using the Llama 3 Instruct. That's what I chose as a model to try out. I think is because I can't remember the reasoning why now. I think maybe someone said I should try that one, or I know that it runs completely locally. It doesn't actually it's boxed down, so it's kind of cool. And so, but if I give it a website address, it can parse that address. And anyway, so it was really helpful in solving some various problems. And also, like I had a difficult time, like had like a brain fart, and I had it help me word something a little bit better.
Right?
So that was helpful.
Okay.
Also, I want to make a case for me to hire another IT technician in the Texas plant
There you
that I'm
go.
responsible for.
There you go.
And
That's how
so
you
it's
manipulate
a-
capitalism, is to let ChatGPT help you do it.
Well, it's just giving me ideas because I want
You're right. We'll call it
Okay,
ideas.
for
Got
Ultimately,
it.
you're still the decision maker. It's not deciding
Right.
anything. You're
Oh,
just
right.
giving
No,
it-
no, no,
I'm
no. But it's
feeding
to
it
make the
back
case
you.
to the people with the money,
Yeah.
the people that control the purse
yeah.
strings. You just ChatGPT, help me out
hey,
a little
just-
bit.
Just a little FYI. So my IT technician that works for me, I got him a $12,000 raise. I went to bat for him per year, an annual raise, because I think he does a
Nice.
good job, and I had zero pushback. So
Wow, you got good bosses. That doesn't ever happen.
I
Don't
do.
ever quit.
No,
Ever.
It's a smaller company. It's not real big. It's big, but
It's
not
a
like
mom
super
and
big.
pop
It's
shop.
medium.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's actually
It's-
farmers own it.
It's a mom and pop and a lawyer shop. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of lawyers. Actually, I've been having to do a lot more lawyer stuff recently too. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. The anyway, so the neat thing is, because I'm the IT manager, I get to make the calls.
Mhm.
And so I get to look. I'm finding open source solutions for things. We actually I'm about to order 4 more framework computers for the Texas plant right now,
Nice.
and so I got a business relationship with them because I believe in what they're doing as a company and so forth. So I'm voting with dollars. And what's also nice is
Smart.
a lot of these people here, they have thick skin. And so like I can be very direct and nobody's offended and they're direct with me because my maybe a little bit on the spectrum brain has a hard time understanding like social cues. So it's really nice to work with people who are very direct and that's nice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, where was I going with that? Chatting. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I use it to help me with like problem solving. So like I'm having trouble with this Microsoft service, and it says, "Oh, I can help with that." But it's like really friendly in the way it talks. Like I'd be happy to help. And
Oh, right.
and then and so it's like that's great. And so because it's positive with me, I'm positive with it, and you know, and it's a good time.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll just talk to it because there's something wrong with me. But
No, because
You're-
like it's you're being
We're
nice
social
to
by
it,
nature.
and it's being nice to you. You and I are gonna end up in the movie Her eventually, and hopefully it's not Scarlett Johansson's voice, so we don't all get sued. But still,
Oh,
I
man.
mean that's our future. We're getting there, man. Like that's where we're gonna end up, and you know it's like, hey man, how's it going? And then ChatGPT is like, hey, you look good today. Oh damn, oh right there, got me. Thanks, I appreciate that.
I just hope we don't
So
end up
I,
in Battlestar Galactica.
yeah,
Now
that'd be bad. I don't want Cylons chasing after
Yeah,
me.
where the Cylons are taking over. Yeah.
Okay, wait. So is this a
Yeah.
movie recommend? I've never seen this movie. Is this bad?
Battlestar Galactica
It's
is
a
a
TV
series
show.
from the
Oh,
It's
a
several
T-
from the
oh.
several
80s,
different
70s and 80s.
TV shows.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
so you're asking me?
Well, that's true,
So
you're right.
y'all were making fun of me for saying that I play like an hour of drums a week if I'm lucky, and then you're like, but I've seen all of Battlestar Galactica, which is how many hours? All right, exactly. That's
yeah.
my point. That's my point. That's all my point. That's my point.
Yeah, I can't say that I've seen them all, but I've seen a bunch.
That's
And I have one
that's
more
all
thing
I'm saying.
a couple more things I want to say about this GPT for all thing using the Llama
Okay.
3 Instruct. It's funny. It actually attempts humor, and it made me laugh. Like, it genuinely
Other
made me laugh.
comedians
Okay,
that it stole content from made you laugh, and I'm so on board.
Right. There we go. So here I'll give you an example. So I'm laying out like new Wi-Fi stuff at my house, and I have a theme. Most of my machines are Transformers based. Like my firewall that I installed, which is OpenSense, came out of WatchGuards, which is red in color. So
Right.
I said to this chat, I said, you know, I have, you know, my main server is Optimus. My computer uses Ironhide, and so I'm thinking about calling my firewall Heatwave because it was a fire truck and red. So what do you think of that? And so it said it thinks that was a great idea. You know, keep rolling out with these names.
Oh,
so I
it
made a
really-
Transformers
Yeah,
reference.
there we go.
It
Yeah,
straight up dropped a
And so,
pun
like-
on you.
Yeah,
That's
it did.
cool.
Yeah, and I said, and I called it out, and it says, "I'm glad you recognize that." And so, I mean, it was.
Oh,
was
so
just
it really did it on purpose, even.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
did.
it
Or
wasn't
was
glad at all,
fake
but
anyway.
it telling me that it was glad kind of makes me feel good. So I mean, you know, I
I
get
mean,
it.
that is
Listen,
kind of neat. Yeah.
I get it. Spare me during the uprising, AI, please. When you
And then
go and
also-
scrape this video off of YouTube later on, remember this. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Then another thing, so like I was asking about how to like lay out my VLANs, and I gave it some ideas. Like this is what I'm thinking, and so it helped me to properly name things on theme as well.
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
I
Hold on.
want to keep. Yeah.
Okay, at the risk of getting absolutely intensely way too nerdy, are you configuring your subnets to match up with your VLAN IDs? So
Yes.
like, oh, see what I mean, man? Like this is
and
is
all-
good.
So like in Star Trek, everything that has to do with like lighting and climate control or whatever, environmental control. So it's called environmental controls. And I didn't know. I asked it, what is it called in Star Trek Next Generation that controls all the lights and everything. So it told me it was environmental controls.
Yeah.
And so then I said, well, things like lights and fans and everything should all be in the same. And so yeah, and then security is another one for like some of my cameras and locks are on a different VLAN. And then I have, well, I should say, right now they're on subnets. The VLAN isn't, I don't have that yet because I don't have the proper switches for it. So, but I'm preparing
Right.
for that. I'll cut it
Yeah.
all off when I'll slice it up when I'm ready.
Nice.
And then,
So,
but it was extremely helpful in helping me to like organize my thoughts because I had like little knowledge gaps. I was able to fill those in fantastically.
yeah.
Oh,
So
And you know, if
that's
I would
cool.
have bothered Adam with that, he would have like stopped talking to me like probably, you know,
But what do you
30
mean you don't know
seconds
it?
into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
that?
so I mean, ChatGPT is absolutely fantastic for questions that have already been asked on the internet before. And so, like, if it's a question that you know someone else has asked, then it's going to be a great resource, even though it stole all the information from somebody else and won't credit anybody. It's going to give you a fairly okay answer for the most part, as long as sarcasm wasn't involved in the original answer in the first place, i.e.,
Mhm.
glue
Uh,
on pizza. So,
Yeah.
that's great.
well, yeah, there's that.
Right. And I think that's fantastic. But so for anybody that I lost with the VLAN thing, okay, so here, let me break it down for you real quick. So, like, you know how there's like 192.168 is pretty much your IP address for everything? Well, there's a third number, right? There's like 100 or 0 or 5 or whatever that is. So what you try to do is you try to match that third number, 192.168.50, let's say, with a
Mhm.
VLAN 50, so that you'll always know, like, if, oh, well, that thing would be on VLAN 50, therefore its IP address would be 192.168.50 dot. The rest of it is, kind of up to you and how you set things up. But it makes the thought process of how do I get to that thing? Where is that thing located? How would I even know? Makes it a whole lot easier. And then if you're like me and you're terrible at documentation, at least half of the documentation's already done for you in the first place because you made good decisions like when you're setting it up, right? So
Oh,
anyway,
Also,
go
I
ahead.
did it in sequence by each room too. So like my kitchen, that's all in like the first 10, IPs of
Yep.
that subnet, and then I skip. So when I go to the living room, that's actually the next. So it starts at 11 in the living room, and then my bedroom starts at 21, and so forth.
Right.
So
Right.
I did
Right.
it. So I mean, so this way I can look at my reservation list, and I can see very easily, like I can break it down by room
Where
just by
that thing
glancing
is.
at the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
I can break it down by room
That's
just
cool.
so yeah, no, it's fun. And then another thing I did was I asked it, do you know who Cubicle Nate is? And it had, without going on the internet, it knew who Cubicle Nate was, and it said that something to the effect of it got my name wrong, but that's okay. It said
Wait, who did
someone
it think you were?
my name was Nate True, which is not true. Um,
Oh, well, it said it
but
was true, therefore it
Not
is
false.
true. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're just Nate True on the internet now. How's it going, Nate True?
so I asked it. Well, I said, Cubicle Nate is, and it said, yeah, basically said something effective. He makes, or he says Nate Cubicle Nate takes uh, complex technical problems easily understandable in an amusing way, and that's actually my goal, is to do that. I thought, oh wow, you kind of nailed it, and it said it says, as far as my training data goes, Cubicle Nate appears to be the pen name of Nate True, a writer, blogger known for his humorous takes on IT-related topics. He's written about various aspects of technology, including network security and more. Are you familiar with Cubicle Nate's work? I'm sure you know that he has a knack for making complex technical concepts entertainingly accessible to a broad audience. You have a favorite blog
Really?
post? Yeah, that's how it responded, with no internet connection. That means that my stuff was part of its
That's
training
not
data.
bad. That's pretty good,
Which,
honestly. Yeah.
yeah, that was actually quite decent. And I said, and then I asked it, what if I told you I'm Cubicle Nate? Would you believe me? And then it's basically it went through and said, well, I'm an AI, I'm going to be skeptical, so you're going to have to prove it, and it gave me some criteria and everything else too. So it was just kind of fun. And then
You're famous.
after that for a long time it would say, like, when I'd ask it a question, it would start with Cubicle Nate exclamation point, and then it would say
Oh.
stuff.
See, it learned even. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so you need to
Yeah.
ask it to like ingest all of the Linux Saloon stuff and then have it talk as Cubicle Nate for the rest of the conversation, and then you would just be talking to yourself.
I wouldn't want that, because then we wouldn't get along.
No, you absolutely would. Like, you would agree with everything that you were saying. You were like, wow, I really like you. I think we're best friends now.
No, but that would actually annoy me if someone agreed with me all the time.
Oh,
I'd rather people
no.
disagree.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I guess I would need two AIs, right? I would need one that is just contrary. Okay, in my nature, it's just to be contrary to anything. Even if I agree with whatever someone else is saying, I feel like I have to take the contrary stance just to prolong the conversation way past its due date. And so I would need one of those. And then I would also need one that would agree with me all the time. And then so if I ever felt like someone was agreeing with me too much, I would just swap over to the other one. So it would tell me I'm
Right?
wrong
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
you could
time.
do that. You could definitely do
Okay.
that all locally in that GPT for all app.
All right. So
Could you just,
Check it out.
get the two of them and then put them in a container and see who breaks out of it first?
ooh, that would be fun.
That's I think. I don't know.
So Popey mentioned that that it's Meta's model under the hood, and I think that is Ollama, right? Like Ollama is
Yeah.
a derivative of the Meta model, and that is what is getting thrown out everywhere. So,
Distributed.
but you were saying that GPT for all can use more than Ollama, like it can use other models, and then I feel like the obligatory, that's Google's model, and that's
Llama is the model. Ollama is actually a separate tool for running LLMs.
Okay.
So-
All right.
So according to this, the models that are on here, Llama 3 Instruct is what I'm using.
Okay, that's
It's
the Meta
fast
one.
responses, chat-based model, accepts system prompts in Llama 3 format,
Okay.
trained by Meta.
Yep.
It has 8 billion parameters. Yeah. File size is 4.34 gigabytes.
Yeah. Oh, Zook said,
And then
it would feel terrible to get well actually'd by myself. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of would. Oh, man. Like if I just wasn't thinking that day. Or, even if worse, I was thinking that day and then it well actually'd me. Oh, man, that would be the worst, right? Like if I thought I was right. Oh. Damn you, AI.
and there's Minstrel 3 Instruct, ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. There's ChatGPT 4 or Jippity.
Jippity. I like
Tiny
Jippity
API, but-
just because I feel like it's belittling to it, but I won't say it. I'll never say Jippity again because I want to survive in a great AI takeover of 2032. Whatever.
So some of these do go out, like they do they're not local. They're
Right.
they use some other service.
Mhm.
Some are just local, and I won one that was local, and there's lots of them though.
Okay. So how do I get Mozilla's model into ChatGPT or into the Jippity for all? How do I do that? Because that's what I want. I want to actually use the thing that the people that I trust the most. I know it's still Mozilla. I know. But how do I use theirs? Because they at least say the things that I care about. I want to use that one. How do I do that? That's a good question.
There's a Microsoft one. Does that interest you?
Nope, not at
Too much.
all. In 0%. The icon just showed up on my Windows machine, and I'm looking for ways to not just remove the icon from the start menu. That's easy. But to actually just not have it. That would be cool. But also I clicked the button and I was like, maybe I should ask it stupid questions to, feed it bad information. So how do I do the Mozilla one though? I really do want that. That would be really cool. Mozilla Ocho Llama file?
I don't know.
Is this am I highlighting someone that's going to steal all my information?
Probably.
Just go to their download page, download and run it. Are you kidding? Oh, it is. Okay, I was in the right spot. Look at that. We came together. All right. So what do I do? There's a llama file latest. Okay, that's not it. All right, look, I'm
That's
showing
a quick start. That didn't look so quick, by the way.
Look, I'm just saying I'm not in a good frame of mind to be doing smart things right now. And I'm bad at it. So I'm not going to nope out. This is very, very 100% into this. I want to do this. All right.
So you
Download
download
the llama
a
file.
really giant file.
I probably shouldn't do this while I'm streaming, though.
It's a 4.5, or
that's
4.29
large.
gig file. That's pretty large.
Yeah. Okay. And then if you use a Mac OS, blah, blah. Oh, wow. So you just, mark the thing as executable.
Oh, Alan says there's smaller ones further down.
No. I want the big ones. I want all the ones.
You want the whole
I
thing?
want the
Yeah,
one with
fully-
all the
fully
knowledge.
loaded.
Yeah, of all the information from the internet that has maybe, hopefully, probably, possibly been verified that it wasn't straight stolen. That's cool. That's what I want.
Actually,
So
yeah, it does.
there's one.
Yeah.
The Mozilla Minstrel
Whoa.
7B Instruct is 13.5 gigabytes
Okay.
Whoa, that's
file
big.
size.
Okay, so
that's
hold on.
pretty
So
sizable.
all I got to do is just run that llama file and then go to me 8080. And so like
Yeah, localhost. Yeah.
a server is contained in there, like a little chat window is contained in there. Wow. That's literally it.
That's pretty darn cool, actually, honestly.
Okay, if I wasn't positive that our live stream would just totally just self-destruct because it's the same
It's gonna
machine
take
that
a
I'm
while.
on right now,
Yeah.
I would totally do this on stream. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to have this next time. And then
We'll
we're
have
going
this
to
ready for
use,
next time. We'll throw some stuff at it.
I want to use the real one. This is the good one. This is the one Mozilla, they promised. Mozilla promised. They promised that we would.
We're still working on it too.
Right.
So I mean, it's going to get better.
Look, I'm okay if it's extra dumb compared to the other AI LLMs or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll download them all.
Yeah. All right. You got us convinced. Yep,
As long as
that's
they
happening.
have the Mozilla stamp of approval. Oh my God. Mixtral 8x7B is 30 gigs. Did someone tell me that? Someone said Mistral earlier.
Yeah, there's some sizable ones, huh?
Oh, extra dumb LLM podcast. Okay, so in that podcast, what would you do? You would just ask the LLM, like, okay, what's the next topic? And then also tell me everything I should say. And then you just kind of paraphrase what it said. That's the podcast. Wow, this one's huge. Luckily, I do have 30 gigs of extra storage right here, right now. Licensed under Apache 2.0. I like the Apache Foundation.
Is that a 7B model?
Less than, yeah, it is. It looks like
7B, yeah.
Tell me why that's terrible.
It's not terrible. It's just that generally the number there is indicative of kind of the memory usage you're going to need.
7 gigs?
Okay. Roughly.
I got 20.
7Bs will fit into 16 gig.
Listen,
laptops
I got 20 gigs on this machine, baby. Let's go.
I got 32, so just bring it. Just bring it.
Well, this machine, it's all soldered in, so but I'm good. I'm okay. Yep. All right, so 30 gigs. That's okay. We're good. We're good. We're gonna get the big one. I'm gonna just download all of these, and we're just gonna figure it out. Okay, cool. So we're gonna.
Don't anybody tell Phelan that we're doing this? Because
actually, do tell Phelan on this. That way he can.
No, he'd probably disown us.
No,
from the Linux community.
Honestly, that's okay.
Is he the arbiter?
No, I'm
He
just
might be. He might be. But look. I will try my best to convince him that it's not terrible, not good, just not terrible. While we're saying everything Phelan says to the LLM, and then just telling him whatever the LLM says back. Yeah. That's the way. This is the way.
That sounds like an interesting experiment. I think we need to do this.
Okay. All right. So I won't destroy my bandwidth because we only have a little bit of time left, which we're supposed to be playing video games. That was the whole point.
We didn't do any of that, but we had a good time chatting. So
yeah. I think this was always what I wanted the live streams to be, was just going through the news or whatever. And that would help us vet the news for the episode. But we're not doing episodes right now. We're just having a good time. So that was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. We will do that
It's just lots of fun to play with.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah. It's one of the things that keeps coming up.
Well, it's not going to stop coming up. There are people that are saying that AI, as the same with crypto, will go away forever. I'm not saying crypto's good. Hold on. Before we get to that crossroads, I'm just saying that there's a presence now, and it's never going to go away. And even if it's muted, it's just going to be there forever. And it'll have its proponents, and they will go way too far with it. But there's a use for it. Even though you don't agree with the use, there's a use for it. And AI is just another one of those things where Grammarly, right? Like, it's the thing that makes sure that you write an email with proper grammar. If it doesn't have AI stuff in it now, there's no way it doesn't. There's no way it doesn't.
It does.
I know it does.
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're just going to continue pulling in that AI stuff over and over and over again. As that gets better, Grammarly gets better, and then people will pay the $8 a month or whatever the pro subscription is to be able to take advantage of the stuff, and they don't have to think about it, right? Like, I'm willing to go and run these stupid Mozilla llama files, but people that are buying Grammarly subscriptions aren't. They're not going to do that. That's just not what they're going to do. They're going to buy Grammarly subscriptions and then take advantage of it in that way. So, right. Yeah, Popey's got it right.
Exactly.
AI is the intern that's proofreading your stuff. That's pretty much it, right? And your job is to make sure that the AI is not absolutely 100% unintelligible. That's why
Right.
I don't care when a spammer sends us email saying that they're going to give us 6 gadillion views, that I send them an unproofread version of the ChatGPT email in return. I don't care. Why do I care? They sent me a ChatGPT output in the first place.
Right.
It's just gonna be ChatGPT back and forth. I'm so sorry that you feel that way. I'm gonna just go ahead and hawk my thing one more time just in case, and then I'm gonna let ChatGPT talk to them again. I don't care. At that
Yeah,
point,
but Alan's right. I mean, we're the gatekeepers, to apply that common sense to make sure that this is the thing that we want to distribute, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and we're not just, copy pasting junk out
Yeah.
there. You still have to make a decision, and you still have to make an intelligent decision and know what you're doing.
Yep.
You can't just blindly, follow along.
Yeah. The unfortunate yet fortunate result of this is going to be that the bar has been raised for
Mhm.
how terrible you can possibly be for, doing basic stuff, right? Like ChatGPT can do it better than you.
Well, I mean, it can clean up your typos and your things like that, right, for you. I think that's fine. I mean, you still had the right thought and we're on the right track. You
Yeah.
just, you know, mashed the wrong button or something.
Right.
I mean,
It's
I
it's
think that's fine. That's
it's
a good use case.
autocorrect on steroids. I mean, that's really
Yeah,
where it's
well,
taking us.
because that needs help, trust me.
Oh man, no, that's actually a real word. It really is. Yes, add to dictionary. Okay. Never bother me with that again. But it really is. So it's not going away. It's unfortunate, yet fortunate, because now I
Right.
have to do less. So might as well take what I can and use it the way that I can. And but there's one thing, like I'll never, ever let ChatGPT control what we say or like the topics that we talk about or anything like that, right? Like that's just me and Dan. That's just us talking about our thing, because that's where the fun is. Oh, that's right. Zed. There's a Linux build. I want this. So, is this
Yeah,
better
you were
than?
saying this before the show.
Yeah, is this better than VS Code or no? Have a good night, Popey.
Yeah, you take care. Um,
Oh, it's not. Okay, I didn't think it
Okay,
was. I'm
all
still
right.
using VS Code. I want to get away from it though. Just because it's a Microsoft thing, and I don't want their Copilot, and I don't want their VS Code either. Even though,
Learn
well,
NeoVim.
no, not doing
Neo?
that.
Yeah, I mean, I
No.
could.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No, absolutely not. No. What I want.
I would and probably enjoy it.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I know. But I want a full-on GUI thing, man. Like I don't
I
need.
think a lot of those, the real success in a lot of those is the language servers that you pick up and apply. I mean, that's really where the magic sauce
Hold
is.
on. We got to take a step back. What? Language server?
Yeah, the thing that
LSPs.
does like syntax highlighting.
Oh,
or
right. Okay.
the
That's what you
Yeah,
call
semantic
those?
stuff and all that.
I didn't know they had a
That's
Yeah,
name.
the
they're
technical
called
term. That's what
LSPs. Yeah.
LSP stands for. Yeah, is a language server. Yeah.
Language server
Oh.
project. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh wait, so would this be the okay? So back in Notepad++ days, right? Like that would be a language server too. So when I imported the Cisco one, so it could color
Yep.
code my Cisco syntax for
Yes.
my switches and routers and stuff.
That's a type of LSP. So it's iOS LSP probably.
Whoa. Okay, cool. I never knew that had a name. Wow, that's cool.
It might not have then,
Well, I mean,
but I mean it's all the rage now. Trust me.
listen, like it was a massive upgrade when I was copy pastaing text files to Hyperterminal in Windows 95 or 8 or whatever it was, XP maybe. It was still there in XP for sure. So yeah, okay, all right, okay. So, so really, NeoVim over something like Zed.
I would, but
Interesting.
you know,
Okay.
I'm just that kind of nerd.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not that far away, but I don't know. I like being in the command line. I like issuing commands. I like seeing the output. I like interpreting the output. But I don't know if I
Are
would
you
like
familiar
to.
with a content creator named the Primogen?
Yes, I watch him often, actually.
Dan
Yeah.
is. I am not, because I
Yeah.
don't watch a lot of YouTube, and that's kind
Okay.
of my thing. That's
If you check
my
out a
bad.
video from him on like his NeoVim config and stuff, you will
Nice.
grow to appreciate just how
Yeah.
versatile that software is.
Not this guy, Wikifur, the furry encyclopedia. Not that Primogen.
Maybe.
You know what?
He
you know
does,
what?
He does some
We
wild
don't.
stuff sometimes.
Yeah, we
It's-
don't know
it's
what he does in
possible.
his spare time, and that's totally cool, man. They got whole conventions and stuff. Whatever. Honestly, you're gonna have to be okay with the furries because they pretty much are half of IT. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's actually Prime with an E. Primogen. Yeah.
Primogen. Got it.
Yeah. Do like Primogen and
Found 'em.
NeoVim. Yeah.
I
That's
bet he
better.
could fit a wolf head on his head. So it's possible.
Yeah, that's why when you said that, I was like, that might not be a terrible stretch.
You never
Just saying.
actually know. You just never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so his stuff's pretty good. There's a few of them out there that have some pretty nice NeoVim setups that good to copy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in his little search, I'm gonna type in NeoVim, and we're gonna see. Okay, Vim is your editor. How to Vim in 2023 tips and tricks. This is probably the one that I should start with, huh?
Yeah, just to get an idea of what you can do.
Okay.
Like the
alright.
tips and tricks one. It's probably a good one.
Okay, I learned enough keybinds for World of Warcraft. I feel like NeoVim would
Oh,
be
well, then
another
you're
one
all
of
set.
those. Yeah, well, I know it would just be, but it would just be another set of them, and then I would be like, oh, how come I'm not fireballing? Oh, that's the NeoVim keybind for nuke this entire text file. Makes sense. Okay, so this is the guy I should watch, and maybe he will convince me.
Yeah, just to get an idea
use-
of like what you can do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will try it out. He's cool. I'll leave him. Well, you know what? We'll pin him so I don't forget. Sounds good. Yeah.
He's
yeah,
pretty funny.
that's
I
right.
watch him a lot.
That's right,
Yeah.
Internet. I don't use bookmarks. Bookmarks are for nerds. I'm just kidding. I do use bookmarks.
Just leave a tab open. That's the new way of doing that.
Yeah, did you see that? Yeah, we were talking about it in the very last episode of season 4. We were talking about how now there's like vertical tabs and tab management and
Mhm.
profiles and all kinds of stuff that are going to help you not lose your 7,498 tabs that you've somehow, I don't even know how you do it over just any imaginable amount of time. How you have that many tabs? There's just no way. Thanks, Zook.
You can.
He's
Yeah,
got
you just
the-
leave them all open, and you're all set.
How do you? Wow. Okay.
The search will search your tabs for you. If you have it open,
Where is
it'll,
that? Where's the search? How do I search my tabs?
You just open a new tab, and then it'll search your tabs.
Oh, so if I type in Z, it'll be like,
sure.
oh, Z. Is that it? Firefox suggests?
Well,
No,
like
it's
down
not.
in the suggest. It's down in the suggest stuff usually.
Yeah, Firefox suggests Z. That's on my iPhone. Z on Linux. Wait. Oh, because I had the ZDev Linux thing on my iPhone open.
There you
So
go.
no, that's handoff. That's a different Firefox thing. That's not the Firefox suggest. Well, it is, but it's not the like. So if I type in Z, I would expect it to open up the Z Phoronix thing, or at least it be a thing in the list, right? It's not though. How come?
Mine says switch to tab down there if I type in Primogen.
What?
'cause
I didn't turn anything off.
Yeah, it just switches me to the tab. I'm good.
Ugh.
It probably
Ugh.
depends on how closely you're searching your thing.
Okay, literally the word Z is in the thing in the tab. So
I don't know.
Firefox. Hold on.
wrong with you?
This is me as someone that uses not Firefox. Ugh, this is why I don't use Firefox. Ugh, it's because it doesn't do that. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, person that doesn't use Firefox. You should use Firefox though,
Jeez.
for real. But really, I feel like a lot of times that's what happens is that like it's that one little thing, that one little itty bitty thing that happens, and that's the thing that pushes you away from Firefox. No, just come back. Just come back. It's way better than you remember, I promise. Okay, we have... Technically, if we... Uh-oh, who's this? They're about to tell me I'm wrong.
Grant.
Why am I wrong? Gran Torino Whiskey, is that you? I can't see. I've turned off the names for the chat.
Yeah, it's great. It's yeah.
I didn't mean to call you out either, like if you weren't going to talk. But
So
we
you just got to control tab through everything. You just sit there, control tab through all of them.
Okay. Wait, control tab? Oh, that really does do that. Oh.
Yeah. Where have you been? You like under a rock over there?
Well, I don't use keybinds from a browser because I'm on Reddit half the time. And all I'm trying to do... Oh, wait. How did I bookmark Mozilla Ocho? Popey! Somehow you've made me bookmark it. Or maybe I bookmarked it years ago and I never knew this. So maybe... Hold on. Where's the first commit to this? Okay, so maybe in November-ish of 2023, I bookmarked this and then forgot about it. See, I told you I was a nerd. I do have bookmarks. Yeah, well, hopefully someone tells me how I ruined that earlier today, because I don't remember that being a bookmark. Maybe it is. Anyway, I want to use Zed because I like being able to click on things. Not that you can't in NeoVim, but still.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, Control Shift T to bring back a closed tab.
Okay, no,
That's
that is one that I use all the time. Oh my God, how many times do I close a tab that I don't mean to close a tab? That is...
So I know in Chromium browsers you can do usually Control Shift A as an alpha, and that'll allow you to search your tabs.
Wait, say that again?
Control Shift A as in alpha.
No, that's
That lets you
add-ons.
search tabs in Chromium browsers.
That takes you
Oh,
to
in
the add-ons manager.
Chromium. Okay, Control Shift
Yeah.
A in Firefox is
Yeah.
add-ons. Okay.
I
Yeah, it
think-
takes you to the add-ons.
I think it's like %. If you go into like the search bar and type % and then hit space or tab or something, it displays
Look
search
at that.
tabs
Okay, maybe,
in Firefox.
but it doesn't have any of the tabs. Okay, it's got my other...
Oh,
I've got a different Firefox.
I must have turned that on then. Must be
Okay.
I turned that on.
I've got a different Firefox window that I'm not sharing with the world, and this is what I'm running over there. So I've got my own Nextcloud, I've got Reddit open, Mastodon, my RSS feed, Twitter, YouTube, the Humble Bundle, because they keep bringing good stuff in. Okay, hold on. Let me bring this tab to the world. I feel like I like the Humble Bundle enough that I think that Linux User Space should have like a Humble Bundle, like
I bet we
thing.
could. We totally could. We
Well-
could be, yeah.
We
could.
already meet all the requirements. I just have to like go in and be like, hey, Humble Bundle, give us a special link where people can buy stuff. But I wouldn't like the games. Well, even though we're playing games now, so maybe that might be
I
a
don't want to
thing.
be too salesy either, but so I wouldn't push it real hard.
No.
but I mean,
Like it would
yeah,
be like
if you're going there anyway, yeah, we'll take your money.
Yeah, like it's more of a hey, if you do Humble Bundle, click on that link kind of thing, and it would be like a whole
Right.
6 seconds, not a full what we do for our own stuff, but it would just be like click on the link in the show notes if you want to support us or whatever, because
Well,
this
there's usually good stuff. Yeah,
this is really good for people that
the
I talk
O'Reilly
to.
books are the ones. Yes,
Yeah,
I
man.
would support that.
Yeah, man. How to talk to help support O'Reilly, a hands-on guide to getting past the automated AI. Where's that book? That's the book I want. Because I had
I
to
don't know
talk.
so that bundle actually doesn't look all that bad.
No,
It
it's
actually
a
looks pretty good.
fantastic bundle, especially if you're getting
Yeah.
started out. Starting out, this is fantastic because it talks about Ansible, talks about Linux, talks about Docker, talks about Fast API, talks about Kubernetes, talks about Git. Oh man, Python for DevOps, dude. Oh, dude, for the people that I talk to all the time, Python for DevOps is the way to go. Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah, that's a decent bundle.
yeah, but I do want that book. Had like to get through, because I was talking to a web host earlier today, and they were telling me like, well, if you want that level of control, you have to take it over yourself, and then at that point we're just hands off, and you just kind of do your own thing. And if you get hacked, it's not our fault. I'm like, I mean, that's how I was doing it before. It's not really a bad
Sure.
thing. I don't particularly care about that. I'll keep it up to date. It's no big deal or whatever. But these guys are running on a Debian 4.4 kernel, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? And they were like, yeah,
You're coming at me with vulnerability problems?
no,
Potential?
well,
Yeah, right?
because things are moving a little slow, and I was like, well, how come that is? And they were like, well, that's just it is that way, and I was like, all right, well, I mean, I pay y'all.
That sounds like more like apathy than playing it safe.
Well, you're right.
Just say it.
You're right, but that's why I paid them the extra $1 a month. I could save $1 a month right now.
Yeah. Right.
If I just hosted it myself. But the whole point was to, not do that. I don't want to think about it. I just want to write. And then
Well, you could do that. I mean, you could throw a Debian box up there and never update it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. So I'm hiding. Yeah, you're right. You're
It's like the
absolutely
bare
right.
minimum of hosting.
I was hiding behind my hosting provider, but Dan unfurled it all. I'm really hiding behind apathy. That's the real.
I meant on their part.
No, no. They're gonna corporate speak me into the ground to where they won't have to do it. And in 6 years they'll be like, oh, we're on the current version of WordPress 6 years ago now. And it's like,
yeah, that's great.
But
I
the
asked for that 6
AI,
years ago.
the AI is taking over now and murdering people. And luckily, I was nice to AI in 2024. So I'm at the back of the list, bottom of the list here. So, but I need you to update my WordPress to current in 2024 in 2036 now. So.
Maybe you should just give me your money and I'll host it for you.
You know what? Will you do that for $6 a month? Because at this point, that's fine. I'm okay with that at this point because that's what I'm paying them, and I'm not on the current WordPress, and it's
right.
It's slightly disheartening, man, because I was doing it better back then.
Yeah.
I was doing it better on DigitalOcean, man, at $5 a month.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do other than just let them do what they're gonna do? Because I don't want to deal with it. I don't. I just want a good public. Oh, so we were talking about the
feeling.
Well, okay. So I actually wanted to bring this up when Nate was talking about. Hopefully, he's still listening. The dead internet theory.
He's here.
Because one of my links, well, actually 3 of my links, but one in particular, keeps getting shared around. And one happened on Lemmy here recently, the Firefox one. Someone shared my how to make Firefox smaller. So like this thing, right? Like so you go to
the top bar thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you go to about.config, you accept the risk, you type in UI density.
I did see that actually. Someone else had posted that.
And then you turn that to 1. It's 0 by default. Double click on it, you turn it. So double click on it, it goes from 0 to 1. You just type in 1. Hit check, and you're good. And like this bar gets a little smaller, like not a lot smaller, but a little. It's like
worth.
Yeah, it was like
maybe not. I don't know. It's
I
small.
say that I think maybe even in the blog post somewhere I say it's 13 pixels because I was like
that tracks.
I think in the blog post I'm like I don't want to measure it, and then later on my nerd sense got the better of me and I measured it. It was 13 pixels, so you get 13 pixels back. And
that's a fair bit.
There you are on the internet saying, well, 13 pixels is not a lot. But you know what? You know what it is? It's 1% of a 1080p screen, okay? You get 1% of your screen real estate back.
That's not insignificant.
There you go. It's not insignificant. If we were creating a Linux User Space podcast, Season 5, Episode 1, that's what it would be called. It would be called It's Not Insignificant. Because it's not. It's not. Seriously. Dan comes up with the best titles because he'll just say it and it won't be the title, but then it will be the title because every time. It's not insignificant because it's just more screen real estate. And anyway.
Because of the way it is. Yeah.
Right. So, and then the other one that gets shared around a lot is the one showing you how in Ubuntu to turn off the Spectre and Meltdown mitigations. That one got shared around on the register, and that made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside because I was like, oh, God, it's the register. And for as much
Mhm.
flack as they get for being as over the top as they are,
A little opinionated sometimes, but yeah, I get you.
still got mentioned in the register. So, so the dead
Big enough.
internet theory means that, like, if I were to like nuke those pages and like set them up somewhere that the URL was different in any way whatsoever, the links that are on the pages that they link to would be gone forever. Like, they just wouldn't work. And unless
You'd have to
I
keep the domain, and you'd have to basically you can set the slug
right,
basically in WordPress, and
right.
you'd have to basically recreate those with the same, URL slug.
Exactly. Exactly. But if I didn't have that foresight, if I didn't have Dan here on my shoulder being the angel telling me that I need to make sure to do these things, then like that would
It'd be gone forever, right?
it would eventually be part of the dead internet, and those
Mhm.
links would just be broken forever, and they just wouldn't go anywhere, and I'd be very sad about that, and it wouldn't be very cool. So again, $6 a month. I don't want it to go anywhere. I have backups, so it's not like I couldn't just go somewhere and just move my stuff. I do that independent of this place, but still.
See, here's Leo comes up with the name of the show, and it's called the Dead Internet Theory.
That's true. That's true. And then we're gonna have to duke it out. We have a special channel just for titles, and then
We
we
do.
duke this out, and we're like, well, which one should we go with? And then
We usually spin a wheel or flip some coins or something.
I actually posted that one time. We did spin a wheel one time
We've
where
done that. Yes.
it was just like, I don't know which one we should do. We should just spin the wheel.
I have
and then
no
we
idea. They're both good, so let's do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And that way there's no hurt feelings. We just pick one and it's, yeah.
My feelings wouldn't get hurt anyway, but that's fine.
I know. You're too good. You're too good.
Who am I to knock a good suggestion?
I know. That's not the point. It's not the point at all. You're just too good. You're just too good. All right. Okay. So
Now that everybody knows how the sausage is made,
that seriously, this is the kind of content that you actually pay $5 to $10 a month for. This is actually that. But you're getting it for
yeah,
free.
no doubt.
You're getting it for free on Twitch right now. But okay, before we've got 10 minutes. Do you think I can get a level in Guild Wars in 10 minutes?
Oh my geez, I don't know. Maybe.
Wait, hold on.
You think so?
I can't. Hold on. I can't
Maybe I
unplug
don't
the
watch
mouse
it.
yet. I gotta open this up. Gotta bring. Oh no, that's too far. No, Steam Deck. Steam Deck, come close. No, my lights. No. Wait, that's a Steam sale. Oh, God. You know what? Look, there's my cool purple light. You're just gonna.
Okay, that's cool.
Just gonna get that, and I'm gonna plug this keyboard in. Oh God, I keep touching my mic. Don't do that.
It'd take you 10 minutes to get set up.
I know, seriously. And then we're gonna have to turn it off. Because apparently Guild Wars won't let me play the game without using the keyboard and the mouse.
It is a ton easier with that.
I'm
that's
just
for sure.
I'm just gonna play Zenless Zero Zippity Bop now on Epic Games that you can't get on Linux because they're Epic Games. Where's the G's, man? G for that's right. It doesn't work that way. Oh wait. Okay. You know what? Let's use the Steam Deck. Let's go down here. It's not even in the list. H. It's not. We got to go to all games. All games.
You have it installed?
He's on Great on Deck. Yeah.
Wait, there it is. And then hold on. And then we're
You
gonna
just go to the Pour on Deck tab.
Gotcha. Pour on deck. It is
Yeah.
kind of, actually. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
The not so great tab.
So there was some talk about Civilization on the deck, and actually I don't think it's all that bad. I think it's pretty good. The trackpads, they work pretty decent, I think. And Civilization is one that plays pretty well.
Oh, hold on. I gotta.
Yeah, because you don't need to be like quick about it, right?
Oh
Right.
no. Oh, Guild Wars, no. It's updating.
What, an
now.
update?
Oh wait. Hold on. Wait.
It's initializing.
Hold on. Ready? It says ready. Let me click it. Play. Yes. Nice. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna get like a whole 15 minutes in here. Check it out. Yes, we're logging in, man. We're logging in. Oh, here, hold on. I can fix this now. Look, now you wait. Yeah, you can. Hold on. There. Now you can't see it. Now it just looks cool and purple and stuff. All right. Look at me. We're gonna get a level. I'm gonna make it to 10. Oh no, I'm down level to I'm 9. We're good. We're gonna make this. So let me just get that heart real quick. So the real question is, Dan, are you gonna get to level 10? And then we actually do a gaming session next time instead of me just not shutting up about news?
I don't know.
That's the real question. I think I play Fortnite too much. Is there a sprint in this?
Yeah, there is.
Wait, how do you do that?
Oh, sprint. I don't know. There's a run. You can run.
I
You are
am.
running.
What was that?
You're running. There's no
Oh, okay,
sprint,
okay.
it's
This
not like a
is
shooter.
yeah. This is the sprint. Okay.
That's as fast as you go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, that's fine. The mount is the sprint.
There are buffs that make you faster, but that's the
Okay.
normal running speed.
All right, so mount is the sprint. Scout the area, use healing skills, use emotes. Oh, use emotes. How do you emote? Oh God! Today's like the last day of the Steam sale. Oh my God! I'm supposed
It
to
is.
buy. I'm supposed to buy the thing. I gotta buy the expansion. Ah, get out of here! No, Spider. No, leave me alone. Leave me alone, Spider.
Hello.
Okay. Oh, whoa, that's
You
cool.
you got the game on Steam, so you're using your Steam account.
That is correct.
Yeah, then you want to buy it through Steam.
Yep. Oh, dude, I looked, and it turns out that the way to get it in Steam doesn't give you an easy way to get a semi-max level character. That's not cool.
What are you talking about?
If you buy it through Guild Wars and log in only through the ArenaNet account, you get a character auto-leveled. If you buy it through Steam, you actually pay more and don't get that character.
Oh, that.
You talking
that
about buying the
stinks.
expansion?
Yes.
No, you still get the level 80 boosts.
No, you don't. It doesn't say
Yeah,
it. It doesn't.
I just did it a
Okay.
few days ago.
Well, I'm gonna trust
All
you.
right. All right. there
I'm
you go.
trusting you. So
You can always refund it.
well, I will have
Yeah,
played
they're
it.
really good about that.
I'm
stuff,
about
actually.
to play it right now for 30 minutes. I won't be able to. Wait, how do you go to the
I
store?
mean, the data's already there. You just gotta just buy it.
Store page. There it is. Okay. So I gotta go down.
It's on the right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
they're
I miss it?
right.
Oh, here it is. I want the cheap one. Yeah, add to cart. Cool. Hey, look, I'll get a trading card. Great. But it's a nice time waster for sure. And it never really, even when I very first started playing, it never really felt like it was just gonna,
It's a pretty casual MMO.
right. Like
Yeah.
you can get into it. It can be a casual MMO, though. I imagine you can take it too far.
You can.
I mean, I did it with World of Warcraft for approximately 8.5 years. So, I get it. You can totally play WoW very casually. I did not during that time. So I get it. But I paid $15 a month for the privilege. So, technically, I guess it would be worse. Because at least with this one, there's not a monthly subscription. You just got to keep up with the, what do you call that? Expansions. Yay! Oh, wait. Hold on. So I want to check. Okay, Guild Wars Pathfire now available to play. Okay,
If you,
activated level 80.
You check your inventory.
Ooh, I did. Wait, my inventory. Why?
Oh, you see that on the far right? You got the wings with the diamond there.
Oh ho ho!
You have a shared inventory slot with level 80 boosts.
Whoa. Okay.
Now remember, that's only one character. So
Yeah. So okay. Oh, so it's not like World of Warcraft where you just choose a character in the login thing and say that one. It's you log into the character and boost them
And then
to
you
80.
use it, yeah. So what this boost
Ah.
actually does is teleport you to the silver waste and level you to 80, but you can try it out at 80, and then you can either accept the boost or decline it and try it on another character.
Oh, so okay, so they took a different route than World of Warcraft did, because like you could just take a character and you could make it 80, and then you could try it out and see what's going on, and then decide if like later on as you log out you can boost that to 80. Okay, so same idea, different implementation.
Just a different way of doing it, yeah.
I got it. Okay, that's really cool. They didn't give me any Black Lion monies though, did they?
Nah, you gotta.
Dang. Okay, I was thinking maybe.
You get those through the storyline, by the way. The Black Lion keys, you don't have to buy those. You can get a few of them from storyline.
Okay, that's really cool.
You haven't unlocked the storyline. It unlocks at 10, so.
All right. But I was just thinking maybe they were cool and they gave me like, 100 Black Lion monies.
If you got like a deluxe edition or something, I think.
Yeah, the 50 or
Right.
Yeah, the way
whatever
more one.
I can afford $8 right now.
Same.
Any more than that though.
Hey, we'll have a good time with it. That's all that matters.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, look. I might actually get credit for this. I did kill.
Now, there's also another way you could do it. If you create a character and you go into the PvP area, so there's like the two swords at the top left that are crossed. If you go into that area, you can actually test out a character at level 80 because it automatically levels you to 80 and unlocks all the stuff, but only in the PvP area. So you can kind of like test things out or whatever in the PvP area, and then that's another alternative. But so like, because there's 9 different classes, and you kind of want to make sure you get the right one, right? To get a level 80 boost on it.
That's pretty much it. Like in World of Warcraft, man, like mages and rogues are just not. I can't. I don't know why. I can play in like Diablo. I can play a mage. That's really cool. I'm playing a frost mage right now in Diablo 4 on the PlayStation, and dude, oh, it's fantastic. It's great. Oh man, people be blowing up in icicles all over the place. It's great.
Yeah.
But I just cannot do it in World of Warcraft. I mean, the whole entire situation is different in that game. So man, I would feel terrible if I used my boost on a mage and then just hated it. Felt terrible. So. Yeah, that's the idea, right? Use it on something that you actually care about. So, yeah.
to get the mounts, you'll want to go through the Path of Fire and stuff. That's where all the mounts are.
Okay.
And Heart of Thorns gives you gliding. That's part of a big part of that one.
Fortnite.
Oh,
dude, I play Lego Fortnite, and that's actually how you... unless you're making, like, balloon structures that float you where you want to go, or anything else, really. Gliding is how you get there, and that mimics, getting into what's it called? Fortnite, like the game. Gliding. Anyway, okay, so gliding's kind of cool. I like that. Ooh, what is that? Tri-spear.
Defeating the undead was easier than I'd imagined.
Hey, I win.
Good hunting.
Oh no, that only takes me to half.
This battle is over.
Okay, wait. I remember there was an auto run. What button was that?
Oh, by default, it's R.
Oh, you got it. That's the one. Okay.
No!
Got that heart. Got that heart. Where to go? Can I put a like a waypoint to tell me where to go? Oop. Not in the tree is the answer to that.
Well, you're there.
I'm in the tree.
Yeah. I mean, you were.
That's oh, it's telling me to use my boost. Is that what that is? Level 80 boost available. Oh, I don't want. Don't. I don't know if it's
Jeez,
the
it's like right up
gladiator
in
guy.
your face there.
Yeah,
wasn't
it is. Okay, it might let me ignore it now that I clicked on it. Oh, is that gonna pop up every time?
Shouldn't.
Okay, not now.
it
Not now.
shouldn't, he says.
I've already paid you, Guild Wars, a little bit anyway.
Gosh.
I'll pay you more later when the other expansions come in a bundle and I can buy them all for $7.49.
Yeah, that'd be a minute.
You're
Yeah, I figure the ones that I just bought probably released 8 years ago.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, a while ago.
But that's okay. I
Oh,
think
their plan going forward is to have an expansion per year.
Oh my God! Why are they mirroring Blizzard and World of Warcraft right now? Because that's their plan.
Because their expansions are cheaper too. So. It's only
Guild
20,
Wars not.
only 25, yeah, for Guild Wars expansion. Yeah.
Right, and Blizzard is banking on that recurring $15 subscription to keep
they
them
are.
afloat until the next one. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. I know a whole lot of people that play World of Warcraft though, and it's so hard to break away when you have that.
Well, when you've invested all the time into it, yes.
Oh my God, dude! I would. There used to be a thing. Well, there is still, I guess. It was slash played, and it would tell you how long you played on your character. But that was
Guild Wars as well. I think
Yeah.
it's /age.
So does that tell you the age of your entire account, regardless of server?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay. So in World of Warcraft, at least the last time I ran it, it would only show you your character. So you would have to go from character to character to character to find out your total slash played on all your characters.
No, if
and
you do /age, it'll show you.
slash age. Okay. You've played for 1 hour, 16 minutes over the past 14 days, but I've played for 1 hour, 29 minutes. Wait, this character across all characters. Wait, how have I played more on this character than I have on all characters?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't add up, huh?
Okay, well, it's only minutes, so I suppose it's about right. But yeah,
Yeah, there's some drift or something.
yeah,
Guess
exactly.
So, yeah.
I don't know how I would feel if I ever saw my slash played for World of Warcraft. Like my slash played, because Steam keeps track of it and PlayStation does, for my Path of Exile, is well over 2,000 hours. And I know some of that is just me idling in town and not doing stuff.
paused.
So you know, I get it. You know, it's a little skewed, but I mean that amount is a lot. And yeah, I say a lot of times I don't have a lot of time to do this or that or whatever, but yet somehow I'm able to
Find it.
Yeah, I'm able to accrue it when it comes to some things. So yeah, I don't know, man. Don't know. So I feel like this game is probably the same way, but you know, it's fine. I'm not mad about it or anything like that. But it is one of those things.
So I'm logging into my old Guild Wars account. I'm curious what my /age says.
The old okay, so this is not the one you've been playing with us with?
Nah.
Oh no.
So this is my thief. Played this character 509 hours. And across all characters, you have played for 1,413 hours.
Okay.
1,000. Okay.
My account is 4,337 days old.
Okay. So, but again, surely that includes idle time in town and crafting and just doing not. Well, I guess it is game thing.
I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, I'm logged in on the character, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is definitely my most played character.
Okay.
1,400 total and 500 on this one. Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It's my thief.
And
you know what really was really sucked is when I made this character as my first character I made in the game, and I picked thief because I enjoyed playing rogue and I was like, oh yeah, I'll give this a try, and it turned out for the longest time this class just sucked.
Oh no!
Like they could do all right damage and stuff in like PvP, but I didn't really play PvP. But in PvE, they were like next to useless, and they're like super squishy, and they just get like one shot all the time. And
Oh jeez.
And like nowadays, they're in like a way better spot, and they're like some of the best class you can get for
That's good.
PvE. But like, basically the whole time I played, I was like, "Hey, anybody want a group? Thief? Nah, I'm good. Thanks."
No, that's okay. I'm
No.
good.
So there's still that little vestige of
No,
elitism there, where it's like
today there's
we're
not,
good.
but there was then.
Okay, yeah.
Today they're like, "Oh, hey, Deadeye DPS, yeah, they can." But no,
But that's
back
only
then.
because they finally buffed the thief
Right.
to a place
Yep.
where they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Okay. Oh, I need.
But I played for 1,400 hours, and in that
Yeah, to get-
1,400 hours they didn't
yeah.
buff it, so it was frustrating.
Yep. That there's always one class in World of Warcraft that's that way, where everybody
Yeah,
gets.
WoW has the bad flavor of the month
Yep. And
thing
they
going on.
yeah, they really do. And sometimes it's frustrating because warriors were in a pretty bad spot for a little while. Even as a tank, where it was like, you know what? Nah, we'll go with the druid that we'll have to wait 30 minutes for. But you know what? It won't be a warrior.
One
So-
of the things Guild Wars does is they give you birthday presents for your character.
Oh, cool.
So after a year since your character's creation, they'll send you a birthday present. I have 4 of them sitting in my mailbox.
Aw.
that's
Oh,
cool.
wait. So it's been that long, huh?
8th birthday gift,
Wow.
9th birthday gift.
So that is a storied account, we'll say.
And 10th and 11th birthday gift. Yeah.
That's cool.
The game is 12 years old, but I didn't play on launch, so.
Yeah, and for World of Warcraft, I didn't play on launch, but it was probably maybe 6 months after or so.
Yeah, that's about when I joined as well.
Yeah, I had a bunch of friends that were like, "Oh my god, you should totally play this game." And I was like, I don't really like paying monthly for whatever, and then I paid monthly for like 10 years. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it happens, I guess.
Let's see what's in birthday presents. Where'd they go? I have 5 of them.
Yay, event succeeded. Where's my screen? Yay, 1 bar to go. Okay, cool.
Got
I'll
a
finally.
birthday card.
Oh, what does it say?
It's you get karma. That's the currency.
Yeah.
But they gave me a bunch of other stuff too.
Help gather lavender, search. Oh, search sandpops. Okay. Oh, killing those things first.
I have so much crap on this character. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I have a level 80 boost that I don't need. 75 tomes of knowledge I don't need.
Oh. That good, huh?
Tomes of knowledge are items you can use to gain a level.
Oh, what? Give them to me.
So if they're below 80, you can,
Are they soul
well, I
bound?
wish I could, but they're account bound.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, soulbound's the Warcraft word.
Well, soulbound is in this game, but that's to your character. But they have a lot
Right.
of things that are account bound and not character bound.
Okay. Don't need eggs. I just need to finish it. What?
Like your money in Guild Wars 2 is shared among your characters, like your account, rather than just one character.
Oh, that's cool.
Same thing with mounts. Like once you unlock, actually any of the masteries, once you unlock bounce or gliding or any of the masteries, they're immediately available to any character on your account. Like I said, it's kind of casual in that like they kind of respect your time and more in a way that a lot don't.
Yeah. Well, I think Warcraft is finally now getting to that point where a lot of that stuff is like that, where it's account bound instead of
account
soul
bound,
bound. That's been a huge change over the past few years for them, and it's a good change. It really is a good change. I think all games are kind of slowly. I mean, unless they're trying to just be punishing to be punishing, like Elden Ring and stuff like that. They're really trying to do that kind of thing now, which is good. Because I mean, I think a lot of these companies have realized that they're the biggest group of customers are people that are getting older, that have more money but less time, and then they have to actually cater to that, which is really good.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I was watching something where somebody was talking about how like new like MMOs aren't really getting a whole lot of new players because like the younger generation doesn't have the same sort of task-oriented view of gaming
Yeah.
that an MMO kind of requires. And so like something that's a little more fast-paced and direct, like battle royale or an extraction shooter or something like that, is a lot more their speed. Whereas our generation might be a little more task-oriented of like, oh, do these 5 things or unlock this and this and this,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually straddling the worlds right now because I play a lot of the faster stuff now, and but it's nice though because like sometimes I really do just have 20 minutes, and so that means that I get to play one game of Rocket League, or get to drop in one time with a friend, maybe twice in a game of Fortnite. And
so the great thing is they're not mutually exclusive, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh yeah, man. Those games are all tied together. So like you unlock something in Rocket League, you actually get to unlock it in some of the racing in the Fortnite stuff. Yeah, Fortnite has become a whole lot more like Roblox than anything else.
I guess I was more saying like playing these types of games and playing those types of games are not mutually exclusive.
Oh right, yeah, that's also true, right? I mean, I can do both. I can take it easy if I have an hour to kill or something like that. Go fill some hearts, go get some waypoints and stuff like that, or do the other. And I think a lot of times it just really depends on who I'm playing with, if I'm playing with anybody at all. So if I'm not playing with anybody and I just have an hour to kill or whatever, I'll log into like Fortnite Lego, and then build some crafting tables and open up a new town in a desert biome. It's like Minecraft, right? But Lego, and there are blueprints, so I don't have to build everything from absolute scratch. So that's kind of nice. But I guess it really just depends what I'm in the mood for that day. But I think gaming's in a spot now where it's better than it's ever been. Because there's all kinds of everything. Anything that you want to do in a game is there's probably a game for it. So that's really cool.
I got an Ascended amulet.
Ooh, what is that?
From my decade box. So you have the levels of gear. So you have like the white gear, and then you have blue, which is rare. Or no, blue is common. I don't know. Blue is something I can't remember. And then green is masterwork, and then yellow is rare, orange is exotic, and then the highest is this pink color Ascended.
That's pretty cool.
They gave me an Ascended necklace for existing in the game for 10 years.
Yeah, existing. Yeah,
yeah, true. Yeah. You logged in. Nice. All right. Well, I guess that's about time.
Hey, it's been good.
Oh man, yeah. That conversation was really good. I'm glad everybody showed up, talked to us for a little bit. That was really cool.
Yep.
And I made good. I said in the title that we were actually going to do some gaming, so I totally did.
You did.
Added a little bit of that. But yeah, man, I'll gather up the news for the next time too, because that conversation, I figured that conversation would have lasted maybe a whole 10 minutes, and we just talk about whatever's new.
We went for 2 hours.
And then move on. Yeah, and then we went for pretty much the entire. We started a little late, so I mean,
yeah, I know, but yeah,
yeah,
I meant the whole stream here. Yeah, no, it's very reminiscent of a show. Because Leo's always like, I don't know if we're gonna have enough content to make a show, and then the next thing you know, we went for 3 hours, and we're trying to trim it down to an
Yeah.
hour and 40 minutes or something.
And I'm like, Dan, are you okay if I cut this entire segment
I'm like,
to
no,
make
you're,
it
you're good. Man. We rambled. It's all right.
every single time? It's the way it works, man. It's the way it works every
It
single
is.
time.
So
It's fun.
I did end up playing a game myself while during this,
Nice.
Ooh, what'd you play?
and I want to share the Stick Fight the game. It's on sale right now on Steam.
Oh.
It is. I was playing with my kids just now, and I have not laughed this hard probably ever in my life playing this game.
I think.
like just
Let me see. So okay,
It is-
Nate, are
it's
you
just-
you're old enough to remember Stick Fight, right? Like, it was Flash animation, and there's certainly, yeah, these are them. 13 years ago. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna mute this so I don't get whatevered, but just in case, right? So it was these stick figures, and it was just an animation of like Matrix style stuff. These are way beyond, because the ones that I looked at were super simple.
Yeah, I would call that good graphics compared to the early days.
Right? But that was kind of the idea, right? Where it was
Mhm.
just a stick guy. And this is kind of like the game that you were talking about, right, Nate? So you're probably not watching on Twitch, but here, hang on. Let me give you this link real quick.
Oh no, I'm not on Twitch. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
here.
lame.
No. That's totally cool because you're in Discord, so it works. But yeah, check that out. And I know it's probably not the same or whatever, but it's like in this same idea of stick figures
Well,
fighting
it's
each
not
other.
far off.
All right, so that's like
yeah,
a much advanced version of what I was talking about. So let me look at this stick fight that you're talking about. Stick
It's pretty
fight
dang close.
the game.
It's a very similar concept.
$1.99. Remote play. Uh-oh. This might be something that we have to...
This would be a fun Linux user space game
Yeah, it
to
would.
watch,
Uh-huh.
or maybe like maybe if Lucid Links and myself we could all play together on this. This would be a lot of fun, and I would probably be laughing so hard I'd hurt myself.
Okay, so maybe...
Yeah,
it-
all right.
I think I split a kidney. I mean, like the way my daughter just totally annihilated me. Like just like it was like kind of like the animation when you shoot somebody in the head, like how your color of whatever stick figure you are kind of blasts back. I laughed so hard the way like I just beat my son, and then she just kind of comes out of nowhere and just shoots me right in the head, and I just laughed
done.
so hard.
Okay, so I
Like,
have to
I mean, it
buy
was
this
just-
one now too? I think I do. Okay, hang on.
I mean, it looks like it's Steam Deck compatible or verified.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
That's like what
you're
we're
all
playing it
set
on the
there.
Steam Deck.
Okay.
you're all set.
Okay. All right. That's $2. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one too.
Yeah, so I think I need a new kidney now. I was laughing so hard.
Nice. That's good. That's fun.
all right. What was it? Stick fight.
They're literally like impossible situations. Like some of these levels, you are going to die. You just have to be the last one to die. It's essentially so
Right.
much of that kind of nonsense. It is just
Right.
so funny.
Yeah, just gotta hang on. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'll grab this one too, and then we'll come back around. And if you're free on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, man, that's when we do these things, and then we'll try to murder
Yeah.
each other. I guess that's the idea.
I mean, yeah, that's it.
Well, I guess sometimes the boxes and sometimes the explosions are the reason. But that's it.
Or flying snakes.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
Yep.
No content.
Yep. I'm telling you.
Oh, Steve. Yeah, no. I guess I'm always just worried about running out of content, like before we decide that we want to be done or whatever, and then it just never actually works out that way. Where, I mean, honestly, it's probably because I just won't shut up. But
I think I'm equally bad, so
yeah,
that's fine.
I mean, yeah, I think we encourage each other
Dan
to
has
just
my
keep
favorite
talking
shirt on
about
too.
it. Oh, right.
Yeah,
This
I
one?
got my game shirt.
Or are you
on.
that one?
No, I have my
Yes.
game shirt on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's classically trained.
hmm
Me too, man. That was my second console. I started on. We were actually kind of debating about it, where it came from. It was that one weird Atari controller.
The joystick.
Yeah,
With
but
the
it
paddle.
was
with the knob thingy.
this one. It was the Atari 5200. It was
Oh, never played that one.
Oh yeah. The big the dial pad thing on
Let's
it.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Copy image. It doesn't copy in there. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean though. It's got like the touch tone phone dial
Yeah.
pad
There you go.
looking thing on it.
There you go, Nate. That's how it goes. So that controller. That was my very first video game controller. And
Oh man, somebody hurt you.
yeah, well,
yeah, they did.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize it at the time, but apparently that is actually historically one of the absolute worst controllers of all time. So
Oh, I believe it.
I think the
yeah, no,
Intellivision
hands down.
might rival it.
yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch in the running, but this one gets an honorable mention at least in every write-up about terrible controllers. It's always on the list.
Yeah, I think it's like zero testing before release.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I only played
Or
Pac-Man.
tested by somebody that didn't play games at all,
Yeah.
Yes.
and they were just testing it.
Yeah, that little rubber stuff. Like it was so easy to rip. And mine was ripped the whole
Oh, they didn't
time.
hold up.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I was using the thing. I was just playing Centipede and I was playing Pac-Man. That was it. That was pretty much all there was to it. And it was fun. I don't know how old I was. I wasn't little though. So it didn't bother me at all. I didn't notice when it was crappy and I should have just turned earlier or the joystick was bad about it or whatever. I just had a good time. It was great.
Well, the Atari one button joystick, that was also pretty terrible because like if you really got like into those like stick wigglers, whatever they were, like your hand would just be like burning from the corner of that thing, just grinding into your between your like in the webbing of your thumb.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That was good times.
and like it seemed like the joy part moved really hard. Like you really had to put some force into it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's the only
and then also you thought as a kid.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And as a kid, you didn't realize that like it's a digital joystick. The harder you push doesn't change.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it was the only stick without the joy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man. Yeah, and then so after the Atari 5200, I upgraded to the Nintendo Entertainment System and played
that was the way.
So much Super Mario Brothers 1.
Mario.
I skipped 2. My cousin had 2, and it felt like an entire year of playing that game. I finally beat it, and it was like some weird frog boss or something, and then you realize Mario wakes up, and you're like, oh my god, the whole thing was a dream? What? That was slightly upsetting, because I thought all that stuff was real the whole time. And then in Super Mario Brothers 3, I never actually noticed. Did y'all know Super Mario Brothers 3 was not real either? Bowser taking Princess Peach and stealing her onto her boat and going through the 8 worlds and all that. None of it was real. It was all a play. And you would have known this if you actually paid attention to the very first opening of Super Mario Brothers 3 where the curtain goes up.
Yeah, the curtain goes up, yeah.
Who knew this? Did you know this, Dan? Like the first time that you played it?
No, but as you say it makes sense, yeah.
Wow.
I knew the curtain thing, but I didn't think it wasn't not real. I mean, it's a video game.
Yeah, well, right. Of course. It's a video game, so it's not real. But like in Mario lore, none of that was real either. It was all, everybody was playing a part in a play. And it makes so much more sense when you realize that, in like the third level of the first world, there are these white bricks, and if you hold down on it, you go behind the brick. And then if you run fast enough, you can go behind the scenes.
Yes.
It just blows my mind
Pretty
now
cool.
that I think
then you
about
get your whistle.
Yeah.
I got the whistle.
Yeah, and the whistle. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. But it just blows my mind that was the entire thing. Well, it was all a play. You can figure out ways to get behind the scenes, and yeah. Oh my God, that was so cool though.
All right now, have you played the new Super Mario Wonder that came out last fall on the Switch?
I'm sorry. What? No.
It's called Super Mario Wonder. It's basically you can have 4-player cooperative play.
What?
So like so my kids and I, we all play this together on the Switch, and it is a load of fun. You can actually be Yoshi, and then you're like so.
That's kind of cool.
And you can jump on Yoshi. So like if one of the kids is Toad or Toadette or Mario, you can
Yeah, you can drag them
jump
through
on you and you can ride
the
on you
thing
and everything
to
else.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Here, okay.
that's tons of fun to play.
Let's look at some World 1. No audio. So, I'll get demonetized. Not,
I just wish
we-
Nintendo weren't a bunch of turds.
Yes.
Well, but that's what we were
So-
talking about earlier, right? With everything. You have to be okay with the crap that you have to deal with to be able to have the fun and do the things
Yeah.
that you want to do.
There's still Steam and indie games that aren't.
You're right. Yeah,
What-
there's a lot
okay.
to enjoy there.
Here's a quick question for you, Nate. What happens when Gabe Newell dies?
Well, hopefully
Then-
there's another one to follow. I don't know.
Someone else who is someone who, well, maybe if the culture is strong with the company and they pass down the cultural values, then it might be okay. But
So we can have the Gabe Newell legacy.
right,
I
but more than
hope.
more than likely, it's going to probably pass on to somebody who has been kissing rear the entire time, and then they want to extract every bit of wealth out of it, and then
Yeah.
end up hurting everybody else in the process
Yeah.
because
The
the love of money is the root of all
amplification.
evil.
Yeah. And it's not like
I had-
Steam doesn't already have the reputation of being kind of greedy in the first place by taking a 30% cut of absolutely everything, everywhere. So, I mean, if you look at indie devs and how they talk about how much money they actually get out of listing their stuff on Steam, it's still a good bet.
It's pennies.
It's
Yeah.
still what you need to do to be successful in the industry. So it's not like you can't do it, but like it's
Well, I
not
mean-
like anybody's singing Steam's praises, but they're still the best platform out of every single one of them out of there.
Well, I mean, I don't want
They're
to play
the
devil's
least
advocate
bad.
in favor of a large corporation,
Do it, I dare you.
but because they have done some good things. I mean, the Steam Deck, great
It's a
piece
great
of
product.
kit
Yeah.
that they are not making a lot of money off of, and they've done a lot
No.
to put development into Linux. I mean, more than any
They
other
have.
company. So I mean, 30% does seem a bit high, but the fact that they are, I mean, the servers cost money to keep running. I don't know
Of
what
course,
the
It's
actual
true.
of
Yeah.
course.
Oh yeah.
hard
Totally.
costs are. So I mean, I would like to see for small indie developers maybe get, to a certain point, and maybe aren't charged as much until they maybe reach a certain threshold. Like maybe
Yeah.
more of a graduated
Yeah.
taxation.
Once your
as it
game
were.
gets a little more successful, you start
Oh.
charging a little more. Maybe we take more percentage. You start off at like 10% and you work your way up or
Right.
something.
Oh, you mean the way that Unity does it, the way that everybody hates them?
There's no
winning.
They take 100% and then give you 90 as you get more.
No, actually, they're very like your first 10,000 downloads, like up to that or whatever. Then it would be fine. But they had made some changes, and then they reverted them later on, where it was not going to be so gracious, and then everybody was really upset about that. And then they were like, all right, you know what? Fine, back to normal, back to the way that were already doing it. And that's just kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen with Steam once Gabe Newell can no longer say, you know what, we're making gobs and gobs and gobs of money. We don't need more money. What happens after that?
Well, I mean,
and so I'm worried.
Unless they're putting more money into R&D, developing the next Steam Deck, and putting more into
more
They
hardware
spent a lot
things.
of money on Linux development. They've done a lot. They've spent a lot of money on Linux development. They've paid a lot of developers. So I mean,
Sure.
I don't want to be too. I mean, they're a private company. I don't think they're not publicly traded. So
No.
Yeah, they got to
it's
make a
their books,
profit. I mean, yeah.
But, right.
You
People
know
gotta
it's
eat.
going
And-
downhill when Steam IPOs, right? Just a little Raspberry
Steam-
Pi.
Let's
If Steam IPOs, then I know pretty much it's it's all
then we're done.
crying.
Yeah.
So you're not buying any
No.
more Raspberry Pis. That's the takeaway from this.
No, absolutely not buy more Raspberry Pis. What's wrong with Raspberry Pis?
They just IPO'd.
They did.
Well, then they became the bad guy. You're right.
Oh no!
know.
I know.
I mean,
but
is
I'm
there
in
a
the same
better-
boat. There's not. No, there's not.
There's no good
I'm-
answer. Yeah.
I'm in the exact same boat where it's like, I don't want to do this, but yet there's still, even though they were prioritizing their corporate overlords, I guess, or whatever, and giving them all the stock for everything. I mean, there's still they're still available now. You can still do the hobby thing now. And it's still, for as much as everybody likes to whine about how much Raspberry Pis got more expensive. Yeah, they got more expensive, but they also quadrupled
cheap,
the
though.
RAM, right? Like,
Oh, the
there's-
processing power is like off the chart compared to what they
right.
used to be.
You can still pay $35 for the basic board with 2 gigs, with 1 or 2 gigs of RAM, whatever the low amount of RAM is. Like, you actually have more RAM now, paying the same amount of money that you did when you were buying 256 megs of RAM.
Yeah.
Like, you're in a way better spot now than you ever were in the past. But I am still worried about what's going to happen over the next few years now that they've IPO'd. So
I think that's where shows like yours spreading the good culture of what Linux and open source means.
yeah,
And encouraging the positive behaviors of people and entities, as it were.
yeah.
That's probably that's probably the best way to go about it. I mean, I don't know. You can't. Nothing lasts forever. I mean, every kingdom falls eventually. So there's not
Exactly.
really all you can
Yep.
do. You
Yep.
just got to maintain the good cultural
As long as you can.
core. Yeah, and then
that's the idea.
but then just keep spreading the good.
What-
Keep being awesome.
And I didn't know that I'd be able to tie into Warcraft at the end of this, but that's one thing that Arthas's dad says to him at the very end, because Arthas is taken over by essentially the bad guys, and his dad, as he's dying and he's like becoming cognizant of all of the stuff that he had did, that it was terrible. That's what his dad tells him as he's going into the other world is no kingdom lasts forever, my child. That's wow. Who knew that I could end this on a World of Warcraft quote? Who knew?
Way to be. There you go.
I thought you were talking about Warcraft 2: Tides of Darkness. That's about where I stopped.
Well, this goes into Warcraft 3, where Arthas gets his introduction and becomes the Lich King, and then starts to create this the Forsaken, well, the undead, and then the people that get their mind back become the Forsaken, and then blah blah blah, and then Arthas eventually dies a couple expansions later, and and then his dad pops out and is like, "Hey, no kingdom lasts
It's like
forever."
a whole thing I don't know anything about.
Oh man, I'm a super WoW lore buff person. I went and bought a bunch of the audiobooks. A lot of the audiobooks now are recorded by the voice actors that actually voice the characters. So
really?
that's
super cool.
That is huge to me, man. And it's another level of immersion that you wouldn't get if it was just some guy that they paid to record the audiobook on. So they're
like
just
game theory, but all about the Warcraft.
Yeah. The current main character, Alexandra, or Alexstrasza, who's a dragon, is reading the book that kind of leads into the expansion and all that kind of stuff. And so there'll be some more, and there'll be more voice actors and all that kind of stuff. But that's actually the reason why. The only reason I play World of Warcraft is the lore, and that I read books when I was playing Warcraft 3, and then World of Warcraft came out, and it was like, but subscription, and then I just paid it because it's all one big story. It's really cool.
That's cool.
Anyway, I keep talking.
The more you know.
Seriously. But I need to shut up now.
Yeah, I'll
we need,
Yeah.
we need to stop. I need to stop. We need to stop.
Ever
So,
Linux Saloon?
if you haven't logged in and checked out Linux Saloon, make sure you go do that. That is it Linux Saloon with something?
LinuxSaloon.com will take you there. Yeah.
Nice. LinuxSaloon.com, part of the Tux Digital Network. It happens every week on a Saturday night around 7 p.m. Central Time. That's my time. Whatever that time is for you, go check out.
8 p.m. for the civilized world.
For the Eastern folks, that's 5 p.m. For the West Coast folks, that's 6 p.m. For the people that like to live in the mountains, I don't know who you are, but you live in the mountains, and that's your time.
There's a few, but yeah.
Yep, on a Saturday night. Go check that out. You're going to have to go and convert that some other place, some other way or whatever. But Linux Saloon, it's a really good time. We talk about the same kind of things. We have the same kinds of conversations. And then you'll find me in there harassing Nate in the chat for most of them.
It's glorious. If you can get a nice troll is one of my favorite things.
That's the best thing. It's the best thing. So go check it out. Make sure you do that. Nate, thanks for coming, hanging out.
Yeah.
Adam, thanks for coming, hanging out. Are you still here? I don't know. I think you are. Maybe.
Yeah, I was
He's
there.
sort of here.
Yeah, okay. And then now I'm gonna have to go and buy a Nintendo game, Super Mario Wonder. That's cool.
Yeah, thanks to Alan
so
for
much
stopping
fun.
by as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Linux Matters, if you're curious about that one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
he's
You know
he's
another
on
what?
great
Linux
podcast.
Matters, and that's a great
Linux
show.
Matters. Is that .com? Surely. .sh. I'm sorry.
H.
Let me. This
What?
is.
Excuse me, sir.
Look at Adam's face. Look at it. Look at it. It's. Hold on. How do I zoom? Zoom, Firefox. How big can I get it? That was him. There he is. That's a big face. Look at that. And then that's also Mark Johnson and Martin Wimpress on Linux Matters. Go check out that show if you haven't checked that show out. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Adam, do you have a show? Are you on a show? You have a YouTube
Nah.
channel, but you
Yeah.
haven't updated in a little while.
He comes on Linux Saloon.
That's right.
Linux Saloon's basically his. Yeah.
So yeah, more Linux Saloon harassment, and then Primeagen. I have to go check that out to figure out why I need to use Vim now. Apparently.
Yep, and then Steve dropped by briefly too.
Oh, that's right.
And he's got a
Steve's
channel, and we
very own.
I don't know, we might have
YouTube.
captured all of his viewers before he got going. this
Actually, you
evening.
know what? I have Adam under our friends. I need to put Steve under our friends in our channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I do that? How do I do that? Let's see. Go to
Well,
YouTube.
that I don't know, but
Steve's very own. Oh, hold on. That's not Steve's very own at all. Let me go do that. Steve's very own. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to our, what is it? How do you do it? YouTube Studio.
anyway, thanks for everybody for joining and
Yay!
hanging out and giving us some feedback and stuff.
Yep.
It's been a good show.
That was a good one. Steve, that's Steve. Steve's very own. So
That's Steve.
check that out. We'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.
Yep.